and running. There we go. Sup, ladies and gentlemen, elune here, and welcome back to each one of you. And of course, if you are new to the channel, thank you so much for joining us. Very happy to have you here. If you're not watching this over on Twitch, why aren't you? Although if you're busy and all you can do is watch over on YouTube, remember to slap that like button. Also subscribe for more of this content. But Twitch really is the place to be. It's the most fun place to be, I think. Especially when these things happen live. It's unpredictable, right? There's legitimately no way for me to know what's going to happen, how it's going to happen. Chat basically takes it wherever the hell they want. That's sort of what makes it so fun. All right, we're waiting for the notifications to go out. So hopefully that happens soon. Last time Twitch took almost 2 minutes to send out the notifications, which was very weird. Because talking to yourself for 2 minutes is, let's just say, not ideal. Sort of very weird. You do run out of things to fucking say. There we go. Notifications have gone out. Sup, ladies and gentlemen. Happy to have you here. Now we can do a quick little thing over here. And we're good. We should be good. Got a lot of things that we need to cover today. There's been a lot of new information. A lot of, literally, quote-unquote, leaks. Forgotten one. How you doing, bro? So, yeah, there's a lot. Kyobi, how you doing? Poomonkey, how you doing? Welcome, everyone. Happy to have you guys literally trickling in. How was your week? How's everyone been doing? My week started shit, but it got better. I'm happy to hear that. Forgotten one. Jack Grover, how you doing, bro? Very happy to have all of you here. Ninja Bear, how you doing, bro? Fuck, that's sore. Xiang, how you doing, man? Rhino's Den, how you doing? How is everyone? How's your week been? Let's just touch base for a second. I haven't seen you guys all week. On Tuesday, I had no electricity. And then on Wednesday, the electricity only came on, it came on like early in the morning, but then it just kept fucking going off like every half an hour or so. They would just switch it off again. So apparently they were dealing with some kind of load issue, whatever the fuck is. And so it only really stabilized around 3 o'clock. And at that point, there was so many videos that I had to make that I just knew I couldn't do a stream. There's just no way that's going to happen. Joe Bull, how you doing, bro? Lockdog, how you doing? Nice to see you again. Electricity gods gave finally blessing for stream. I would say yes. Thank fuck for that. But, you know, it is miserable, right? Finally got some sun today after a bunch of rain again. You're streaming now, so going to be a good day. Hey, I'm happy to be here, Poo Monkey. I'm worried. Many rockets launchers last year. You will all, I'm aware, and I am sorry. Just stay fucking safe. Some pretty shit time. Oh, it was miserable. So this has been happening. Jamanio, how you doing? Got some major thunderstorms here. I envy you. Although, if there's thunderstorms here, I can't fucking use the internet or my PC. So, I don't really care for them anymore. I love them when I don't have streams. So on a Saturday night, massive thunderstorm outside, no problemo. Get a book, sit down, read, watch the storm. Fucking love it. Any other day of the week, it's like, oh my god, dude, I just want to stream. The hell is this? So yeah, it's been a crazy week. Actually, it's been like a crazy weekend as well. Like last weekend was also miserable. Akima TV, thank you very much, tier 1. Really appreciate that, bro. 7 months in a row. Thank you. Hey, Echo, hope you're well. Could I throw a question about Arthas at you? Of course. Always. What about Echo? Top of the morning to you, mate. Shubji, how you doing? Good morning, all you beautiful people. Happy to have you here, bro. Fallon, how you doing? Give me rain on days I work, not on my days off. I mean, rain I can stand. Thunderstorms is a fucking different story. Rain I can get any day, all day. Lovely. I don't mind rain. I mind thunderstorms when I can't work. Because not being able to work sucks. Because I'm constantly thinking I should actually be working. Why the hell am I not working? What am I doing with my life? Right? Taldrin the cat, how you doing, bro? Good afternoon. Wow, walking hell, how you doing, man? But yeah, we've been like, what pisses me off is the place that we moved to has problems that there was no way for me to know prior to moving here. Mainly because who's gonna do a fucking extensive background check on the area that they're moving to? And for me to do that, I would have had to go onto Twitter and literally search the area and look for anyone saying anything bad about the place. But apparently the people who live here, they're just okay with the power going off every 2 months, because this is apparently something that happens every few months. The power just goes off for 24 hours. The substation, there was literally one of the, I think they call them the MV boards or some shit, just exploded. And that means no power for fucking 24 hours. So I've been a little bit, shall we say, pissed off about this area. I love the area. It's so quiet. It's beautiful. It's like a great house. But I hate the area at the same time because of bad management and just bad fucking everything. So yeah, imagine they spit the Sylvanas fans in the face by turning Sylvanas in a high elf with some shit soul split. Joe Burrow, I know where you're getting at. Remember, she is still dead, right? So even if that second part of her soul came back, it wouldn't change anything. Pumonkey, the problem is that most solar companies in South Africa will not install solar in a house that's rented. I've already been fighting to get that sorted. If it's a rented house, they won't do anything, and I refuse to buy. I'm not buying a fucking house in a country that I don't even want to live in the first place. I don't think I'll ever buy a house. I don't see the point in buying homes. I realize there's a lot of people that go, no, dude, buying a house, great investment. Fuck off. Not great investment. If I want to move quick. I don't want to first have to figure out how the fuck I sell my house so that I can move somewhere else. I like moving around. I like staying in one place for like 2-3 years and then moving to another place. So yeah, I don't want to be like bogged down with buying places when I can just rent, right? And they're very difficult when it comes to those things. 24 hours though. 24 hours is a long time. If you think about not being able to work, not being able to do anything, no internet, the mobile is completely shit. So, by the way, my phone, for those 24 hours, I may have well thrown it away. Like, I may have well taken my phone and just fucking chucked it. Because all the solar towers also require electricity from the power plant, right? So, the battery, the backup generator kicks in, which lowers the capability of the tower in order to preserve energy, or in order to preserve the batteries, and that runs out. After about 12 hours, there's no battery left. So then you go from stupidly slow internet to no internet. Just nothing whatsoever. Chizo, how you doing? You can rent out the home and use the extra income to move around more. Chizo, that's maybe true in countries like America. If you think about South Africa at an interest rate of about 9%, which is usually the best interest rate that you'll get for a house, at 9%, there's no way you're renting that house and paying the mortgage on it and making some profit on it. Just no way. In South Africa, if you buy a home, that's a 20-year investment, because after 20 years, it will finally start paying off. At 9% interest, which, like I said, is the standard going rate in South Africa. It's like prime, or actually, no, prime I think at the moment is 7%, but the vast majority of buyers get anywhere from 7 to 12%. For those people, you're gonna look at, it's more than double. So we worked it out the other day. If you buy a home, say worth $1 million in South Africa, you will pay the bank at the end of the 20-year cycle $2.9 million. That's what you'll pay the bank, right? As a result of your loan. So you'll pay the bank more than, almost 300% more for the home at the end of it. So, in South Africa, that's not a good investment. In America, I get it. We're about to hit a huge bubble in the housing market in the US. We are fucked. Chizo, the housing bubble is not the biggest issue that the US have right now. I've been obsessed with watching economists talk about the upcoming inflation in the US. Do you see this statue unveiled in America celebrating African culture, not realizing there's around 56 countries in Africa, each as many subcultures? So one statue is saying, we think you're all the same. I did not see it, nor would I really care about it. I mean, doesn't bother me either way. But yeah, building a statue for Africa is fucking stupid. Because Africa is a continent. It's like building a statue for Europe. And then saying, yeah, fine, that's good. Right? We've got all the Europeans. What are you talking about? Got all the Europeans. There's Dutch, there's German, there's French. There's a whole slew of other fucking cultures in there. Not even going to cover all of them because it would take a while. And sort of building a statue in honor of one of them will exclude all the others. So, yeah. And Africa is even worse, mainly because in almost every single African country, there isn't just one culture, right? So it's not like Germans are Germans. So it doesn't matter where in Germany you go, it's the German culture, right? In Africa, let's just take South Africa as a good example of this, right? South Africa has, I think, 13 cultures and 11 different languages, right? So we have 11 official languages and then I think 2 unofficial languages because they're too small, they're spoken by almost no one. Of those 11 cultures, every single one of them has a history of war with every single other one, right? So they've been at war for a very long time. The vast majority of the cultures don't like the other cultures. So, you know, they sort of don't want marriage between cultures. They don't like mixing with cultures. They'll work together, but sometimes there can be issues. So how are you going to build a statue for South Africa? Right? There's fucking literally no way that you can do that. You could come out and say, well, okay, we'll build a statue for the white population in South Africa. All right, again, you have a fucking problem because the people in Cape Town have a different culture to the people in Pretoria. Then you have the English-speaking South Africans, white South Africans, and the Afrikaans-speaking, again, different culture whatsoever. They're not the same. So you're not going to be able to honor one without pissing off the other one. So yeah, it's stupid. Definitely not worth. Can't find any info on this, so I'll ask you. Do we know why Arthas went back to kill his father instead of just going to Northrend? Kylie K, we don't know, right? We don't know why, but if you ask me if I'm to formulate an opinion on this, I would say most likely because he believed that his father's rule was a detriment. Now, you have to also understand at this point, Arthas was already being whispered to by Frostmourne. Arthas was no longer really the Arthas that he used to be. So at this point, a lot of that could just be suggestion. Because at that point, the jailer didn't have full control of Arthas, but he was already suggesting stuff, right? So that's sort of what I would maybe suggest could be the fucking truth. I don't know. Around the news in my house, too much negativity. Soupsy. That's a good fucking plan. Fuck the news. I don't follow people. Like I've made this point before, and many of you know my stance on it. I've unfollowed every single person that sometimes tweets political stuff or sometimes posts political bullshit. No. I will choose when I get politics. I don't need anyone pushing it or shoving it down my fucking throat. Which is also why I tend to stay away from politics. Because unless, of course, if you ask me, who do you vote for? I say no one because it's a waste of fucking time. In that case, I think I'm pissing off everyone. So I'm good with that, right? If I'm pissing off everyone, good job. But if I'm only going to piss off half the people, no point. So, yeah. That's basically the extent of politics that you'll ever get from me. Fuck everything. Bull statues, stick figures, TV Neuralink. Echo, never been able to catch you on Twitch. I always watch the show, but this is a first for me. Damn glad to be here. Whiskey, how you doing, brother? Happy to have you here, man. South Park flag was originally white. Steak man hanging. Burkesh, I can't really get into that. I genuinely don't know. If I wake up in the morning and my bills are paid, food in the house, and kids are happy, I'm good. Lol, that's all I need. I think that's what most people need. I think that's one of the things that's sort of pissing me off at the moment about the area that I'm living in, is humans have this incredible ability that I like to call positivity bias, right? Everyone should know what negativity bias is. It's well documented. Everyone knows what it is, right? Silver Coppin, how you doing, man? But for me, the thing that drives me crazier than any of that is the positivity bias that humans have. There are people that live in this area that I live in now that's lived here for 20 years, that's dealt with the power outages, the theft, the break-ins. It's slowed down now. Crime has gone significantly down in the area that I'm in now, as more and more people have moved here, and it's become sort of one of the fastest growing suburbs in Pretoria. But they've dealt with all of this shit, and they just continue on their merry day, right? Yeah, all right, fine. It's good. Fine. I'm always reminded of that dog that sits drinking tea in the house on fire. Saving Raven, how you doing? Malt Games, how you doing? I'm always reminded of that dog, because that's what most people are. Like, most people just want to live their life, right? They don't want to be bothered. They don't want to cause shit. They just want to live their life and be happy, or as reasonably happy as fucking anyone can get. So I get that. I fully understand that, and I support that. As a general rule of thumb, that's my life philosophy. Leave me the fuck alone. As long as you don't interfere with me, we good. We Gucci. This is fine. Exactly. That dog that just sits there, this is fine, and then burns to shit. But no, I've been looking hard into moving to Cape Town. Like, it's been something. I think I spoke to you guys. Did I tell you guys that I wanted to move to Cape Town? I'm pretty sure I did, right? Brookesh, that's the perfect philosophy to have. As long as whatever you do does not impact me directly, do whatever the hell you want to do, right? Like, that's it. I don't really care. John Gulfran, how you doing, bro? But yeah, I've sort of always wanted to move to Cape Town. I've always had. Before people go, but dude, just move to the US. It really isn't that fucking easy. If it was, I would already be there. It's not that easy to move, especially now as the world is sort of de-globalizing. Like, you can see it now, right? Most of the countries in the world is no longer going on about how globalization is a good thing. Most countries are becoming increasingly nationalist, not in the bad way, just in the way of, you know, we have to figure out our own problems, because one pandemic literally forced us on our knees. You're gonna, I think, find it harder and harder to immigrate. Digimark, how you doing, bro? I don't know Cape Town specifically. Cape Town is gorgeous, and I want to show you guys this. This is sort of, I don't want to waste your time with shit that I care about. Doesn't really offer citizenship, South Africans a path to citizenship and stuff. Chef, only if you have a degree that they need. I don't have that. My only skill is to entertain people online, which, contrary to what you might think is logical, turns out is not a skill highly desired by the rest of the world. They don't really give a fuck, mainly because their people could get your content even if you don't live there. So they're like, eh, fuck it. Who gives a shit, right? So yeah. Let's go. Houses to rent in Cape Town. I want to show you guys this. This is ridiculous. Yeah, we can do this one. Let's go for... I'll do a screen share. Move in with Balila. You have other bankable skills. It's desired in America. Entertainment is our only export these days. Yeah, but as a YouTuber, it's nearly impossible. Okay, the weather is a lottery. I love the UK. I've been in the UK. I've been in the UK for 2 years. I'm in love with the UK. I think it's an amazing country. So I would definitely do it. John JJ Smalls, how you doing, bro? I'm quickly trying to look which area. Not Atlantic Seaboard. Southern suburbs. Okay, so the southern suburbs is actually a little bit... It's like very English. It's a very English-speaking area. So you get homes like this, right? Which is a 3-bed house in Constantia, which is like one of the most expensive areas. This would be stupid, right? I would definitely not buy this house, because this house would be, at current exchange, you'd pay about... I'd say 2,500 to 2,800 for this house, right? So this specific house, I don't know, 35,000. I think it's like 2,500, 2,000, maybe 2,600, 2,700 a month. So 2,700. Let's make it 2,700 for this house. It's way too expensive. I'm not paying 2,700 for a fucking home, right? Not gonna do that. It's a nice home, don't get me wrong, and it's in Constantia, which means it's very close to the beach. But then you get other houses in the, let's go lowest price first. A lot of these houses is just gonna be 1-bedroom apartments. But then you get to like, take this house for example, right? In Crawford. So this house is about, let's say $400. Yeah. What is 6,000 Rand? 1,000 Rand to dollar. $425, right? So you'd pay $425 for this house, which is, I mean, it's pretty nice. It's old, it's sort of dated, but it's not the worst house in the world. Like, you can see it's old from the toilet, right? That's like an old school fucking toilet. But it's a good area. It's in a nice area. There's nothing wrong with this area. Probably gonna have full-on internet and everything else that you could fucking hope for. So that's why I want to move to Cape Town. You get some really cool fucking properties there. Does it look decent? Hey, we've got some nice homes, dude. So if we go to my sort of price range, right? So we look at what I would be happy to pay for a home. This is a bit cheaper than what I would pay. You can also see old house. How do you know when it's an old house in South Africa? I'm gonna leg. We got 10 gigabit internet here. If I moved to Cape Town, I would get 10 gigabit per second as well. Did I miss you talking about the new spoilers that came out yesterday about Australia Star Security Dialogue? Juxie, no. We haven't gotten into law discussions just yet. We will, but not right away. Looks a lot like the US houses. Us and the US have a lot in common. But how do you know this is an older house? Apart from the wooden fucking ceiling, which is very old. But the space. New homes tend to be smaller, whereas your older homes tend to be like big. Like they were still building them fucking to scale, right? So this is a pretty good house, and this house is gonna be 450, right? You're gonna pay about 450 a month for this house in Heathfield. But let's go to where I would sort of put my budget, like where I would be happy to pay a little bit more. Because I also look at price, because price generally does impact like the area. Let's take a look at this. 2-bedroom apartment, nice view. This is newly built, small rooms though, and that's sort of why I won't go for this, because it's too small. The rooms are going to be too small. I like the skylights and the hardwood ceiling. I like that warm feel in there. I would definitely not mind that house, but I can almost guarantee you're not going to get as good a deal. It's probably going to be small rooms. In order to make it a 2-bedroom, they've made the rooms very small, and that way they can get away with it. This is 2-bedroom duplex. Oh my god, that's fucking ugly. Holy shit. That is not nice, dude. You're in NY, not NYC. A 2-bedroom apartment with nothing included is about $600 to $900 a month. Wow. That's quite steep, although I would say that's close to where I would put my budget, where I'd be happy to pay that. I could pay more. So I could do sort of easily $1,000 a month with like it wouldn't bankrupt me, but I would hate paying $1,000 a month because I could invest the money that I'm not fucking paying and make more money, right? So yeah, I wouldn't do it. It's just, see, this is new. You can fucking see this is a new type of house. Like this was built brand new, just small. I do like it though. I like this. I pay the equivalent of $300 a month for 1-bedroom plus living room apartment near the center. It's not too bad, chef. Just opposite a shop. I don't know if I'm too happy about that, but obviously there's a barbecue area. I mean, it's not too bad if it's depending on what kind of shopping center this would be. It's not horrible. Yeah, all right. I could live here. I could live here. It's pretty good compared to what I paid when I lived in Germany for a couple of years. What did you pay in Germany? Hey, what was the what did it cost in Germany? My studio flat is over 1K a month. North UK city prices. I'd hate moving so much, but you do what you need to, right? Seven, I would prefer not moving, but I sort of feel like Cape Town is at the moment one of the best areas that you can sort of move to. So here we get to, like, I would honestly say Wynberg is like upmarket, like very much upmarket areas. This is nice. This is nice. All right, I could live here. I fucking love the kitchen here. Like, this is nice. Don't look into California if you want cheap rent. No, I heard California is insane, Ninja Bears. Germany is pricey. Moni, how you doing? This is a nice fucking kitchen, right? I would definitely live here. Nice roomy bedrooms. Sort of fucking love this. I hate this. It's one of those hidden toilets. These are a bitch to fix. Like, if something fucking leaks here, they're knocking a hole in your wall just to get it out. So I'm not a fan of this. As someone who did plumbing and installed toilets like this, these are not fun to work with at all. But still pretty nice, I suppose. I love the wooden floors. This is a nice fucking house. This is a nice house. And it's actually below what I'd be prepared to pay. I hate hidden toilets. I have one. I'm good. Just started my new job, working from home, man. Oh, Morny. You motherfucker, you. Moving up in the world. You were going to comment on the toilet? Super Acron here to fix your plumbing and save his Princess Sylvanas. Italian footy fans once taunted English fans with a banner that stated, "We have bidet." I've never used a bidet. I've never used a bidet either. And I fucking wouldn't to begin with. I like this. I genuinely like this house. Sadness it's available immediately. Macmillan, how you doing, bro? Because if I want to move here, I have to give 2 months notice first. So I'd have to first tell them for I have to tell them now so that I could move July, end of July. So that sort of sucks, but this is a nice fucking house, bro. Let's do this. And Weinberg is a nice area as well. Lassie's Baby, how you doing? I am happy to be back. I can't get over this kitchen though. I would legit. I hate the lights. Let's critique this. I hate the lights. I don't like lights that hang from the ceiling like chandeliers. Get the fuck out of that bullshit. I don't like that. I love the kitchen. I don't mind that it's cramped. I prefer small places to like big open houses. I hate big open houses. So I don't mind small places. I'm talking about the finishing, the granite surface. So you have granite surfaces aren't that unique in South Africa. Almost every home that I've ever lived in had granite surfaces. But I love the cupboards. So I like the finishing touches on it. The oven door and access is blocked. Like I said, I don't really mind. Love the wooden floors. Hate the fucking chandeliers. Absolutely despise the chandeliers. Like I said, I do like the kitchen, the bathrooms, except for this fucking toilet. Compact functional housing, all the amenities with less maintenance. I don't like the bottom cupboards, but I like the granite countertop. How can you not like the bottom? What? Macmillan, yes. Looking to move to Cape Town. How can you not like the bottom? I fucking love the bottom. Not like the oven door, just stays open all the time. Yeah, you open it, you put shit in, you close it. So I don't think the oven door is going to be the biggest issue for me. Why do you hate stainless steel? I love stainless steel. In fact, one of my, like, if I could build my perfect house, I would want full stainless steel cupboards. Like, everything stainless steel. I think that would look boss as fuck. So everyone, yeah, I love the bottom. I don't like the semi-transparent look. Prefer top cupboards. The top cupboards are nice, but I like the difference in them. Oh my god, here's another one. I hate these walls. Good lord, I do not like those walls. The rest of it looks fine. But the walls are horrible. Wait, they have 2 of these open? Yeah, they have 2 open. See this? In this one, they just managed to not have this horrible wall. All right, so they have 2 open. 2 of these apartments open. Not bad, mate. Not bad at all. Is another one of them available right now? So this is probably, I'm assuming this is like a huge flat building that's just opened up. And they've got a whole new bunch of units available for people. That's my guess, at least. I can't say for certain. Something I see in Cape Town a lot that genuinely in the north of South Africa you never see is this. The oven, this small little fucking stupid oven that's just sort of hocked there. Like, there you go, that's your oven. We sort of skimped on the oven. We just bought a cheapie. You don't see that anywhere else. How comes electricity problems, Macmillan? Every few fucking weeks is a massive issue with electricity. And no, the internet here is perfect. Like, the internet where I am now is absolutely perfect. I like my internet now. Sorry that I do not know what it is to EUR. Oh, wow, walking out. It's like a lot at the minute. It's like, I think it might be 20 or 22 rand per euro. It's high. It's high. May have come down. Let's just quickly see. 1 rand to euro. That's not going to work. All right, so 17 rand. So at the moment, it's 17 rand for a single euro. So it's bad. I saw another house that I really liked. Hold up, we have to look at this. I love the building. I like the look of the building. Comes with a bunch of shit. Let's see. Definitely a fan. Oh, shit, no. Bro, those floors are a problem. If it's intended to be rented out before it's built, you get cheap appliances. If someone lived there and then moved and rented it out, you get cool stuff. Gotta love that exchange rate from Euro then. Yeah, the exchange rate from Euro is perfect to make good money. So these floors look bad, Germanio, but it's the most expensive floor that you can install in a house. You can't get this installed anymore. At least not in South Africa. There's not a single carpenter that will do a floor like this for you. Because every single one of these blocks that you see there. So do you see that lighter block there? That light, it's literally, they're this big. The blocks are about this big, right? And every single one of them was individually laid down. So this floor was literally built like a puzzle all the way through. Yeah, it's the size of a Snicker almost. You will never get a builder that will approve this kind of floor. Like, they'll just say, no, you can do it yourself if you really want to, but we're not going to get near it. It's the most expensive floor you can get. And to fix it, so if it comes loose or if something happens, to fix it is fucking pricey. The whole house, it seems, has this, which is very rare. Do not like this kitchen. Again, we have the fucking standalone stovetop. Even if you pay them enough. I was working with builders, and one of the places that we were building, the people wanted those floors. And the builder said, good luck finding any carpenter that's willing to do it. Every carpenter that they asked just said, no, No, because you're not going to be willing to pay what I'm going to charge. Because I'm going to charge you for every minute I'm in there laying down this fucking floor. Because it takes a while, right? If you're talking about just a normal room like this would take 2 weeks for them to finish. Just putting down all the fucking wood and making sure that it's fine. What's the normal stove setup, Echo? In South Africa, in the north, right, it's built in. So almost every house, actually every house that I've ever lived in, this stove is built in. So you have a countertop stove, and then the oven is built into, like, just below the stove. I see in Cape Town a lot of these homes that just have, like, here's your kitchen and then here's a fucking stove right there, which is sort of very weird to me. I hate the yellow. I genuinely think this is the worst color that you can make your fucking house. I hate the lights. Love the view. This is a nice view. I think this is actually close to Table Mountain. The view is good. That's a very over-the-top bedroom with a lot of fucking pillows. For what reason? No one sleeps on all of those pillows. I hate the skirtings as well. Fucking ugly. Love the colors though. Although the problem with this is you're gonna have to find bed sheets that's this color the whole time. I prefer white drawers. That way you can sort of do whatever the fuck you want with your bedding and all other colors. Whereas this color, you're gonna have to build your house to fit in, right? Looking forward to hearing about everything later. Forgotten One, take care of yourself, bro. Thank you much for hanging out. Yowza. That is a nice fucking shower. This is a nice bathroom. I hate the fact that they didn't even... They fixed up everything and then they... What? Just stuck with the old toilet. Like, why? More pillows better. I hate pillows. One pillow is good enough. That's a small ass room with a big ass cupboard or closet. Fuck. Yeah, that's a small room. I hate this color. Anyways, not gonna waste your time with more housing. But this is sort of the I'm looking to move to Cape Town. I just think it's gonna be better. Reminds me of my mum's house. The previous owner had an obsession with green, so everything down to furniture. I remember you telling me, Germanio, that room is like 60% wardrobe. Yeah. Here's your walk-in closet. You can also turn it into a one bed, like a single bed room if you want. The housing conversation. I mean, I would keep going. I don't mind. This is usually... Let's just see here. Pleasant place. Whoa, the deposit is quite heavy. Lease fee is quite heavy. 20,855 total. It's quite a pricey... Quite a fucking pricey first month, like, deposit and rent. I mean, so this morning you were asking what's the normal. This is what it is. You can see it's built in. I can't see if that is a gas stovetop or a normal stovetop. Love looking at houses. To me, the kitchen is the most important when making a decision. Agreed. If the kitchen is good, the rest of the house is good. I hate this. They clearly wanted an island, and then they said, well, we don't have space for a full island, so what if we do a small island there, and then just, like, a useless fucking thing around the skirt here? Which is sort of stupid. I don't like this. It's just normal stovetop. Very dirty, though, and old. Bedrooms are small-ish. Very standard bath and shower setup. I hate this. What's an average paycheck in South Africa? John, It's a very difficult question, considering that our unemployment rate is at 29% and the real unemployment rate is over 40%. That includes people who doesn't want to work. And then, of course, you have to look. South Africa doesn't have much of a middle class. The middle class has been literally destroyed. So if you're asking what's the average, like, paycheck for the middle class, that's about, I think it works out to, I think it's 12,000 a month. 12,000 rand. So about, let's say, $900 or some shit. If you want to be part of the 1% in South Africa, that is, in dollar terms, I think 1,500 a month. Then you're part of the 1% in South Africa. Don't mind the bar top, but why does it go around the corner? No, that's the problem, Pumonkey. It goes around the corner for no fucking reason whatsoever. This is an ugly home. I don't care about this house anymore. Now, the outside of this building's got me intrigued. I am intrigued. This is nice. This is quaint. Life is cheaper. While walking out, life is definitely cheaper. Looks like a police department outside. The median says more than the average. I checked what 12k rand is to euro. It's basically 700 euros a month. Yeah. Median and average wouldn't work out, right? It's two different numbers that you're asking for. Not sure how I feel about that kitchen. I like it. That's nice. Don't like the floors, but it's not too bad. I don't know what I'm looking at here. Is this just like an extra room? Is this the bathroom? What the fuck am I looking at? Nice shower. I like that. Nice basin. I don't know. I didn't know what I was looking at there. Maybe office, maybe bedroom. Although if it's a bedroom, it's very small. She didn't show the bedrooms. So I'm guessing there is no bedroom. You just live in your fucking, like, in one room. So yeah. But I do like the outside of this. The outside looks cool. Oh, I was looking at this place yesterday. Pretty cool place this. It's in Tokai, in Cape Town. I can't remember where the kitchen, if they showcase the kitchen here. I like the balcony. Small rooms. Bathroom looks miserable. That's the kitchen. Okay. Maybe it's a police department and that's a holding cell. It could be, right? Could be, because that is small as shit. Kitchen is very basic. It's just a basic kitchen. Nothing special about it at all. But I was looking at this one yesterday. And you have another apartment, 2-bedroom apartment in the Pinelands area. Deposit 17,000. That seems fine. Nightingale's close. There's a lot of old homes. That's the problem in South Africa. In Cape Town, almost everything is very old. Nice roomy bedrooms. I like that. Ooh, this is a nice house. I may actually organize. That's a lot of cupboard space. Like, I don't think I have enough things to fit into this closet. Like that's a big ass closet. Want to move to South Africa, having sun all year. I'm tired of the shitty temperature, cold, snowy, where I can live in Canada. Mr. Rock Me Awesome, then you do not want to move to Cape Town. Cape Town, I think they already had their first snow, and it's probably going to continue. So Cape Town has snow all winter. So I would say don't move to Cape Town. If you want sunny weather all year round, you're gonna have to go more north. So where I live, for example, it's sunny all year round. But if you go to Cape Town, summers are hot, but for 3 months a year they have snow. Yeah, this is This is some big ass fucking cupboard space. I love the wooden frames though. Love the wooden frames. The fuck kind of toilet is this? These motherfuckers literally used a bar installation for their toilet. Like, why? Like, this is what bars have. When you go to a bar or a pub, this is the sort of mechanism that you'd see there. You really do have a thing for toilets? Only toilets that piss me off. I'm very sacred about, like, whenever I move into a new house, I choose a single bathroom, right? It's a very, very deep thought process that goes into it. The bathroom has to be perfect. For example, at one of the previous homes that I lived at, the toilet would face the shower, and the shower had these little tiles, like small little mosaic tiles that was different colors. And I remember getting so annoyed as I'm sitting there because I'm trying to figure out a pattern, and there is no pattern because it's completely random, because the builders didn't think for a second to establish some kind of pattern within the tiling. I hate that. So I usually choose something that is as bland and neutral as humanly possible. And that will be my bathroom. And then I will not use another bathroom in the house, ever. I use the one bathroom and that's it. Trying to see what else they have here. 3-bedroom house in Costanza per day. Never mind. This is clearly for holiday goers. Pinelands, Killenworth, Weinberg Upper, Plumstead. Let's see, Plumstead. Monthly home electricity charge. Wait, what? Prepaid electricity, utilities billed monthly. Monthly home electricity charge, 171. What are you talking about? Why? That makes no fucking sense. I never lived in an apartment with a conjoined toilet and bathroom. For me, I am always amazed when they are not separate rooms, even though I know a lot of people have them in the same room. In South Africa, it's almost always a single bathroom. Well, hello there. I like the colors. I love the look of the kitchen. Ladies and gentlemen, we may have a fucking winner. I am definitely fond of this. This is a nice kitchen. Yeah, I could fucking work with this kitchen. I don't get why, like, I don't even own a microwave, so I don't know why there's a thing for a microwave there, but anyways, space is concerned, and they are combined. At my parents' place, they are separate, but where I live at the moment, they're combined. You bring your own appliances. Yeah. So very few homes in South Africa will have, like almost no homes in South Africa will be furnished. Almost no homes in South Africa is furnished. I love the downlights, so I'm a huge fan of the downlights so far. Nice big living room. Okay-ish bedrooms. Kitchen in there, or toilet in there. I like the view, even though there's houses and shit. I like the look of the houses, so doesn't bother me too much. Nice toilet. Fucking hidden cistern, which is a little bit annoying. Are you moving in Akos? I think that's the plan, yes. So we can finally get a barbecue stream. Still on the table. I really like that place. You can add another cupboard in front of the toilet door and make it a hidden bathroom. You could probably do it, but I mean, why? I don't know why people still have baths. Like, why would you still have a bath in your house? Makes no sense. And there doesn't seem to be a shower in here. which is slightly annoying. But this is a nice house. Oh, there's the shower. Wait, is this two? And there's a barbecue area. Is this a two? Wait, what? No, it's one bath. Newly built, neat, clean, and modern 2-bedroom apartments available with 1 secure allocated parking bay. The complex has a total of 9 units, with 3 middle units available with the below layout. Okay, so brand new kitchen and flat top stove, oven and BICs, 2-bedroom with BICs, family bathroom with bath, toilet, and basin. No shower, it seems. The units are tiled throughout. Bright facilities, washing lines, 1 secure allocated parking, prepaid electricity, utilities. Okay, never mind. Baths are more relaxing, and it's hard to read a magazine while having a shower. I would say it's impossible to read a magazine while having a shower. That won't be the only thing on the table. Oh my god, Kamikins, that's sick. You apologize right now. Self-care, bubble bath, rose petals, and a snack. Fuck that. I will not live in a place that doesn't have a shower. I refuse. 100% refuse. I will not. This is sort of nice. Looks quaint. Let's see. I like the wooden floors. It's just an average kitchen. There's literally nothing to write home about in this kitchen. Big bedroom, which is always a fucking plus. I'll take baths to relax after long, really long work days, like holiday weekends, but always shower after. I genuinely don't see why people take a bath at all. Makes no sense to me. Play Spot the Submarine in the shower? Yeah, but you shouldn't be playing it in the bath either, Brakesh. I fucking love the wood of these closets. This is a nice house. Cool shower, even though they don't show the inside of it, like the shower. And this is the outside area. Just sort of, the grass could use some fucking love. This is not horrible. This is not a horrible place. Watch me self-care without the bath. Just sat here eating a bag of crisps after working out to balance it out. I've been at this apartment for 3 years now and haven't filled the bathtub even once. I have a massive bath in my bathroom, and I've never used it. Take a bath after a long workout and tell us that it wasn't enjoyable. I never take baths. After a long workout, I like going into the shower and just standing there and just fucking chilling. Wild Lore theories while taking a bath and just thinking? Nope. You can do that while you shower as well, and it's far more fun to shower. Ooh, now this is... I like the look. I like the sort of different kinds of bricks that's been used here. Whoa! That is a big living room for a 2-bedroom apartment. Tiny rooms though. Like very long, narrow rooms is what they've got here. Everything's long and narrow just so that the living room could fit in, I'm assuming. Like I'm sort of thinking that this was... all the rooms were made narrow so that the fucking living room could work out. It's be lazy to lay down. I genuinely can't stand taking a bath. I can't even think about taking a bath. It just feels annoying to me. Okay, now I'm peaked. I love the wooden countertops. Love the oven because that's gas. That is gas, isn't it? The fuck is that? There we go. Yeah, it's a gas oven. Yes, I like that. This is nice looking. I hate the light though, but this is nice looking. What do you mean you can't do wooden countertops? They work. Did you want to do some Final Fantasy tonight? Enoch, I'm probably not going to be playing tonight. But by the way, right now, I can't play with anyone. So I'm literally, as I'm playing, I'm recording. And all of that footage gets synced to Alex. Once I'm at a higher level that I can actually start doing dungeons or whatever the fuck, I will probably do a couple of dungeons. So I will need you to show me the ways so that I can do the group content. so that I can do a well-informed video, right? I like this apartment. This is nice looking. Love the wooden window sills or window frames. Not entirely sure. Not a lot of, like, is this ground floor or is this... Can't see if this is on the ground floor because no bars in front of the windows is a bit of a fucking problem. It might be, it might not be ground floor. This is what you do when you run out of space, but you still want a closet of some kind. You just build one in your fucking garage and call it a closet. Open showers, not the worst, not the best either, because water all over your toilet every single time should be fun. I don't know what the fuck this room is. Oh, this is another one of the bedrooms. Yeah, okay, this is second floor. Still, I would have preferred bars in front of the fucking windows. Because second floor isn't high enough up. They'll get in. I'm down to help you do some dungeons. You get your first 3 dungeons around level 15-ish. I mean, the whole point of me playing the game is to make a video on it, right? So I do need to do some of the sort of generalized content, if you will. The more group content stuff. But I'm still slogging through the leveling process. Ninjas in South Africa that robs your apartments. No, but you have robbers that's very well trained in getting in. I don't know what Mowbray is. I don't trust this area. Otherwise, I would have clicked on this easily. But you have to be very careful whenever you like choose an apartment in South Africa or in Cape Town. Some of the areas have a lot of gangs. D-Zack, thank you so much. What's up, dude? Really fucking appreciate that. 7 months in a row. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Used to work for Apple Care, and we were 3 stories up in an office building, and Apple insisted on frosted glass in case anyone walked past. Of course. That would make sense. This is old school. Motherfucker. That's not bad. A lot of light, though, which I don't like particularly. Big open windows. Nice bathroom, it seems. Small ass bedrooms. Could still work. Yeah, this could work. I'm gonna have to look a lot more. I'm tired now. Fuck the house hunting. I'll do it again tomorrow. There's a pillar in the living room. Yep. D-Zack, yes, I am looking for a new place. This will be in Cape Town. And just for anyone that's sort of wondering why Cape Town, may I show you guys what Cape Town is like. Why Cape Town? This is why Cape Town, dude. Look at this fucking city, dude. Just look at this city, man, and tell me you don't want to live here. Tell me you wouldn't want to live in this fucking city, dude. This is Cape Town. Where is that at? South Africa. It's literally at the most southern point of South Africa. I was in Cape Town last year. Cape Town might be one of the most beautiful cities in the world, in my opinion. You have so much going on here, and there's so many, like it's one of the #1 tourist attractions in the world, right? So there's so much touristy shit that you can do just as a resident of Cape Town. You can go snorkeling, you can go literally like shark diving, cage diving, all of that. Has to be expensive as fuck. Not really. We were just looking at homes here. If you look at which house did we like? I can't remember which house we liked. Was it this one that we liked? Yeah. Okay, so take this house for example, right? This thing will cost you, so let's say 8,100 rand to dollar would be $574 per month. As a realtor, I don't think so. No, I don't think there's any retaliation here. Oh god, this is so cheap according to Germany. I cannot believe it. South Africa is cheap as shit, bro. And it is gorgeous. Cape Town is absolutely fucking stunning. We've got the harbor area here as well, which is just amazing. All the restaurants literally on the harbor. Kush Fury, how you doing? And like I said, there's so many things that you can do here that's just, compared to where I live now, which is really like a business center, Cape Town is just fucking everything. So there's Cape Union Mart. It's one of the biggest collections of restaurants, I believe. I think in the Southern Hemisphere or some shit like that. Q4. Why is there's a German flag there? What looks to be, I know there's a lot of Dutch flags in Cape Town. Like a crap ton of Dutch flags. Because the Dutch used to live there. South African flag, what looks to be the Dutch flag, the German flag, and then is that the Irish flag or some shit? I don't know. Q4. Not entirely sure what the fuck that means. I love where I live. Got 3 corner shops, less than 100 yards. Looks like a pub or something. It could be a pub. It does look like a restaurant of some kind. And then you have Table Mountain in the background. Named because it's flat as fuck at the top. Oh, and you have these things that I would legitimately do. These cable carts that take you all the way up to Table Mountain. They're literally fucking all the way up to Table Mountain. For me, the best city I have ever been in is Singapore. I was there a lot of times on business, travel, and it is the most amazing city I ever visited. So, the perfect life would not be to live in Cape Town. It would be to live along the coast of Cape Town, because there's like a bunch of smaller villages 10 minutes away from Cape Town. There's like small town living, but you still have all the beauty that is Cape Town. Did you see the leak from one of the new short stories about Verisa? I have, and I've already made a video on it. Alex is busy editing that now. What the fuck is this? Holy shit. Go to Malibu? Oh yeah. This is... I'm not entirely... like, just look at how far Cape Town stretches, dude. Like, the places we were just looking at, by the way, is... So, if you're looking at the picture, that little sort of gap between the two, like the mountain and the Table Mountain at the back, they're all there, right? So, these are the places that we were just looking at. They're all in that sort of gap. Peter Popo, how you doing? That's the southern suburbs. This picture reminds me of Lost Greece. A lot of fucking clouds coming in. Jesus, look at that water, bro. Fuck, although you would not want to swim in there. Love to live on that coast. If only I didn't have an irrational thought that I'll get bitch slapped by a tsunami. I don't think South Africa has ever been hit by a tsunami. Because what the fuck, bro? Are you serious? Fucking big brain thoughts. South Africa doesn't have a lot of natural disasters. In fact, we have very few natural disasters. Oh my god, the waterfront. Look at that. Look at the fucking waterfront. at night. All of these are restaurants and shit. So imagine going there every night to have dinner. Like, how fucking cool would that be? The VA waterfront. It's the most famous waterfront in South Africa. I'm trying to look if there's any, like, there's a castle as well, but I can't remember what exactly the castle is called. But there's a castle, like a fort as well. Study abroad in Cape Town. Yes, okay. I'm trying to look for more cool pics. I think you're fine as long as you don't live on one of the coasts that circles the Ring of Fire as far as tsunamis go, I think. We've got castles to spare over here in the UK if you want one. No, we definitely have one. I just can't remember what it's called. Let's go Cape Town Castle. Not Castler, just Castle. Here we go. So this was built by the English, I think. Or the Dutch, actually. I think the Dutch built this one. Jongatron is fucking amazing. Yeah, it's something... Castle of Good Hope. Yes, it's the Castle of Good Hope. It's like a turtle. I mean, it was built as a fort to... Most likely, in case war broke out. Keep saying to Numi, reminds me of childhood watching anime on Cartoon Network or something like that. Belgium is the country with the highest concentration of castles in the world. SA cannot be hit by heavy tsunamis based on geographical circumstances. To make a big tsunami happens there, the Earth axis must be moved a lot more. Maybe in about 500 years we can think about this. Under it is the dungeon of bad intentions. I do think so. Cape Town, something very strange actually about Cape Town, it is filled with underground tunnels, like just underground tunnels going everywhere, and all of this was built to sort of protect against things like flooding or too much rain or shit like that, and also as escape routes and just it's a series of massive tunnels that run all throughout it. Castle of Good Hope. Not like catacombs, not exactly. Trying to see if there's maybe a pic of it that isn't just a top-down look to see where it is. Yeah, fuck knows where exactly this castle is. Do you get those massive sinking holes randomly because of the tunnels? No. No. The place in South Africa that's most likely to basically fall into the earth would be Joburg, right? So Johannesburg, the South Africa's largest city, because the whole of Johannesburg was gold, right? It was literally the biggest gold mine in the world. I think it's the biggest gold mine that's ever existed. Was Johannesburg. It started out as a small mining town and then exploded into the biggest city in South Africa, and the whole of Johannesburg is hollowed out underneath. Like, they have mined that place to shit. I mean, I think most of the holes are filled up now, so they have been making it safe. So yeah, that's sort of Cape Town. That's where I want to live. And one of my reasons why I think it would be absolutely amazing to live here is I already have the why am I now striking a blank on my camera? The GoPro. So I could go do a bunch of shit and just record it. Three people died in South Africa. Tsunamis therefore occur only rarely a year. The strongest tidal wave registered in South Africa so far reached a height of 2.9 meters. At this tsunami, no losses of human life have been registered. I gotta run some errands, have fun, and I'll bother you later. Pumonkey, take care of yourself and enjoy the errands. Getting swallowed by the earth would be scary as fuck, yes. But like I said, in South Africa, very rarely do you deal with natural disasters. It's rare. Obviously, we'll get them, just like every other country in the world, but it's negligible, right? I've never lived through an earthquake or any sort of natural disaster. Like, I've never been impacted by a hurricane or a tornado or anything like that. Never even seen one up close. All right, you guys ready to get into some lore? Lockdog, I've been quite busy and also didn't have electricity for quite some time. So I've been catching up quite a bit. I'll probably get into like the theories that's been sent, because quite a few people have sent me theories lately. So I'll definitely be looking into that and sort of thinking about it more once I'm completely caught up on everything. The I see a tornado is the day I will start running. Not if you're in which state is it where they say I ain't scared of no naders? In which state do people actually shoot shotguns into the tornadoes? I haven't heard of that. Minion, I swear to God, there's a state, one of the states in the US gets so many tornadoes that people aren't scared at all. Not Texas, no. Who the fuck? Tornado would shoot right back? Lunatics with guns all over Tornado Alley? Well, lunatics might be a strong word. It's for fun, innit? Could be Oklahoma. I don't think it was. Oklahoma rings true. Oklahoma rings true. I ain't scared of no naders. Whatever that accent is. Steak and stuff, how you doing? Killing win for sure. I mean, they just have fun with it, right? Because they get so many of them. They're so used to tornadoes that they're just like, fuck it. You know, it's life. It's fine. All right. I have not read anything about this yet. This is, of course, from World of Warcraft folk and fairy tales, which is definitely like something I'm looking forward to. I just want to say, Blizzard is spoiling us. All of us. Like, anyone that loves reading about World of Warcraft lore, we are getting spoiled this year. We've got World of Warcraft Folks and Fairy Tales coming, right? Then we have the Grimoire of the Shadowlands and Beyond coming, and that's in 2 months from now. And then at the end of the year, we've got the Sylvanas novel coming. This is amazing, the amount of books that we get. So I'm really looking forward to this. But this is the Chromie backstory explored in Folk and Fairy Tales of Azeroth. All right, so let's just quickly see what they say. Sadly, it's not a very good excerpt, but okay, let's see. For advice, so why is it I feel that we are the ones who were taught a lesson? She chuckled. Perhaps we all have things to learn from one another. The blue dragon nodded. I believe I understand why you chose to take the form of a gnome. But if I may ask, why did you choose to become female as well? Chromie smiled. It suits me, she said, and shared with Kellogg a long, happy hug. And with that, a glorious day unfolded into a glorious evening. The dragons danced and feasted and sang the songs of old, and the young bronze went to bed that night feeling whatever. Okay. This is not much of a fucking spoiler, though. I mean, what does it actually spoil? Do they choose their own gender when they change shape? It seems like, well, based on at least what we know about the dragons, they're not gendered. So the dragons don't necessarily have a gender, but it does appear as if they can sort of choose male or female, right? And then most likely they keep that gender, regardless of whether they're in dragon form or in humanoid form, right? confirms he chooses a female mortal form. And we got a non-binary character. I bet Blizzard will need a committee to decide what pronoun to use after this reveal. Well, no, it's not. Dragons are by design, at least for World of Warcraft, not gendered. So by design, dragons choose their human form or humanoid form. And now we also know that by design, they can choose their gender upon picking a human form. No. You could look at it more as... So, for example, N'Zoth. What's N'Zoth's gender? Gibana, thank you for stealing something. Really fucking appreciate that. 5 months in a row. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hitting you with the hard question. If the light attacked Revendreth, why did the Dreadlords warn Sargeras that the void was the enemy of the universe and not any other force, or specifically the light? Cubana, because they needed to convince him to do the bidding. And they knew that warning him about the light would mean nothing. So, it was a lie. The whole thing is a fucking big lie. The void has never been the biggest threat in the universe. Not by a long shot. They don't have genders, because when I think about Alexstrasza or Coriastraza, I feel like they have genders. Guess really because they chose them. So you are thinking about Alexstrasza as female because she chose to be female. When she chose her humanoid form, she also chose the gender in which she will... But we also know, for example, that they can change that form. We have evidence from Deathwing way back before he was even a real threat. He would change into different characters. Like, he didn't just have one form. He could actually change his form into many. So dragons seem to be far more malleable. But to answer the original question that I had for all of you, N'Zoth is not male nor female. Old gods do not have genders. Yesaraj was also not a she. Old gods do not have genders. They have nothing. They are genderless. They do not adhere to a specific gender. They may have male or female voices, but that's really... I think it was Steve Denuser that explained this. That was more a decision based on which actor they thought could play the perfect role for it. But they themselves are not gendered in any way, shape, or form. So you could potentially refer to them as he, she, it. Doesn't matter, because they don't have gender as something that exists within their, let's call it culture, for lack of a better word. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, this is not too way out there. And just to be very clear, Chef, yes. But remember, that's us referring to them that way. And it's also in-game, they'll refer to N'Zoth maybe as he, just to make sense of it, because he's got a male voice. And then if you say she, you're confusing the players. But that's why Steve Denuser clarified, they're not actually gendered. The guy who plays them, right, was chosen because he was the best actor in terms of the voices that they wanted to replicate and the lines that he would have. But they themselves have no gender. They are just a thing that exists. Sexual reproduction, I guess, for old gods. We have no evidence that they can reproduce at all. Old gods definitely can't reproduce because they themselves are simply fragments of Void Lords. Right? And so, in that, there's no need for them to reproduce. Yeah, that's basically really all it boils down to. I figure that they choose one form and stay it. Whether it be permanent or not, such as Deathwing's human form looking a lava-like and Terragosa choosing a BE form because it's more aesthetically pleasing. Yeah, but I mean, like I said, it's their sort of choices, right? They can choose whichever they want to be, but they can also change it. So they're not limited to it. They just choose that's their form. That's the form that they're almost always going to present themselves in. Right, I think. I mean, it's fine if people just want the tentacle freight, but it really doesn't exist. to know why are we talking about genders. Just want to get into the subject. Kiss Fury, because there was no subject to talk about here. So people were just, because all this passage really showed is that Chromie chose to be a gnome and that she chose to be female. So it just sort of gives us insights into how the dragons choose what they are, right? Get a male-female categorization based on appearance, voices, no matter what the gender they have. You may be able to categorize. Actually, Guardian, we're not having some big fucking discussion on life, right? The only discussion we're having here is based on what this short story from the folk and fairy tales revealed about dragons. And that's why we got into sort of the extended discussion, right? Use creatures from themselves, but maybe more accurate to describe it like bacterial growth. Something like that could work, yes, but definitely not children. It's not their kids. It's creatures that sort of created and not born, if that makes sense. No, that's fine. Actually, Guardian, it was just sort of interesting. Like, they have this entire thing about this is Chromie's story, and then they say spoilers, but literally no spoilers is in this fucking thing. Like, there's no spoilers. It's just... You know, it's just a little bit of information. So I'm not entirely sure how that works out. Anyways, that's not really what I just saw it as I was scrolling down. But that's not the purpose of today's discussion. Instead, today's discussion primarily is around Astrari Starseeker. Now, for those of you that don't know who Astrari is, she was pivotal in the defense of Tildrassil. She helped maintain the war effort and ultimately saved a lot of people, but she herself died as a result of the invasion of Tildrassil, right? So Astrari Starseeker is, I would say, prior to this, perhaps a smaller character in the story, but Blizzard uses her well to sort of convey a new part of the story, which is sort of what I want to get into here. So there's some lines that's been uncovered from within the data mining. Astrari Starseeker, High Priestess, even in the depths of the maw, I could feel your presence. I knew you would not abandon us. Thank you, child, but I nearly did. I was so consumed by the fires of vengeance that I was blind to the ashes at our feet. I see now that while many of our people desire retribution, what we need most is renewal. Now, I will say that Blizzard seems to already be planting the seeds of not forgiveness, but sort of letting go. And it'll make sense in a bit when we discuss a little bit more about some of the Verisa leaks, and I've already done a video on that. I've already covered that. Alex is busy editing it as we speak. But Tyrande is moving on, right? Tyrande is going, while yes, some people still desire retribution, we need renewal. So we need to be born anew, so to speak. As the new moon gives way to the full, as darkness recedes in the light. Be it as the Night Warrior or the High Priestess, I have faith in your leadership of the Kaldarai. Then I shall endeavor to be worthy of it. Watch over us from the bows. Astrari, elune adore. Right? And the Winter Queen simply sits there, listening quietly. Now, there's another part that's been data mined that we'll get into before we get into the massive speculation that I have around this. We don't know where this fits yet. It's simply lines data mined. It has no place at the moment within 9.1. So keep in mind that this has happened in the past and then Blizzard simply removes them, right? Some of these lines will not make it into the final game depending on how the story goes and how the flow goes. So it really depends. Yes, she was the priestess that put the elves to sleep so that they wouldn't feel pain. Or at least she was the one who called for Elune to do it. So, yes. One of the things that needs to also be reminded of here is Tyrande is not yet free as the Night Warrior, which I think is an important point that we can't just gloss over. Then I shall endeavor, Astrari tells her, be it as the Night Warrior or the High Priestess. Now, what I don't get from Wowhead here is Wowhead sort of assumed that the ritual that they used to save Tyrande's life cleansed her of the curse of the Night Warrior. That's not how I took it. Based on all the lore that we have in the game about this ritual, they were simply trying to split the powers of the Night Warrior. Right? So they were just trying to say, okay, what if we give each of these individuals a bit of that power, and hopefully together they are strong enough to sort of control the power, if that makes sense, right? So, yeah, in my opinion, she is still the Night Warrior. She's going to remain the Night Warrior. As you can see here, that is still her title. The official title under Tyrande's name is still the Night Warrior. So she has not lost her powers. She is still most likely as powerful as ever. But now we get into what I would consider very interesting. When I first became the Night Warrior, it was with full knowledge that I might very well sacrifice my life to attain justice for the Kaldorei. Such is often the fate of those who channel Elune's unmitigated fury. The power of the goddess still flows through me, but no longer does it threaten to tear me asunder. I cannot say how I will wield it in the future, only that I must do so for the good of my people. Tyrande is giving up on the bloodlust that she had. I don't know why. I don't know why Blizzard is taking this turn, but I have an idea. And it boils down to the leaks that we had around Varisa Windrunner. If I can find that as quickly as humanly possible, we'll also open this just so that I can show you guys. 1 PTR, Sunshot and Glare options. Alright, that's cool. Sorry, I'm literally just going through some of the lesser known things. Where the hell is that now? I literally read it today. It's not in the Grimoire. Here we go. Okay, so in the Varisa story, right? Varisa describes the following thing. Now, remember that this is Folks and Fairy Tales. It was written by Blizzard, so Blizzard controlled this. From everything that I've been able to learn, this is canonical. So none of this is none of this is make-believe. It's not like the earlier books within World of Warcraft. Things like, for example, The Traveler, where some of it is real and some of it is just sort of made up for story purposes. These would be full-on lore-related stuff. Alright, so let's just quickly see what Varisa saw. But was it truly her soul? It seemed only a fragment somehow, a sliver of her, dancing with light. A little baby mithril head trout, with her knowing eyes staring back at me, nuzzling the wolf fur that covered my palm. Mist seeped away into the pelt and dripped back down into the mire. Any piece of her was worth enduring this trial. The fish fragments shimmered and thrashed in my hood, and then it was her, all of her, standing as tall as she ever did, poised as if to run on the edge of a land abhorrent to her nature, her golden hair in a long braid, her grey, and then it cuts off. Blizzard is setting Elm Green, thank you very much for the follow, really fucking appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. For anyone that hated... Kaki Pro, how you doing, bro? For anyone that hated Sylvanas, Blizzard is sowing the seeds of her redemption, much to your own dismay. And to mine, by the way. I didn't want Sylvanas to be redeemed this way. So first and foremost, we have in the Astrari Starseeker, and with this line here from Tyrande, a very clear walk away moment for Tyrande. She is walking away. She's no longer after vengeance. She has no interest in killing Sylvanas. She wishes to rebuild her people. She wishes to aid her people in rebuilding. That doesn't mean that she won't still fight Sylvanas, just means that that vengeance is gone now. This line suggests that Blizzard is going to save her. How? Anyone in chat? How is Blizzard going to redeem Sylvanas?
You look like you've lost some weight. That's terrible. Have a dumpling.
I really contradict myself. I like Sylvanas, but I also like the Arbiter.
That's fine. Thank you for the 15. Really appreciate that. No, not plot armor. They're going to redeem her by saying that her soul was split in two. Which isn't too far off, as I also... as we could just quickly look here. Now, I have shown you guys this a lot, right? This is Sylvanas before any of this happened, right? Before she was killed, before Frostmourne took her soul, this was Sylvanas, all of her. Anger, sadness, love, hatred, loyalty, everything that you could possibly believe from someone as honorable as the High or the Ranger General. Remember that Sylvanas, and this is something that a lot of people sort of miss. Now, before we go any further, know that I'm not actually making a case for her redemption here, because I don't want her redemption. But if you're looking for someone that is honorable, if you're looking for someone that was loyal, that would have been Sylvanas Windrunner, the Ranger General. She was so loyal that she literally gave her own life to try and defend her people. So Sylvanas was not a bad person in life. Not at all. In fact, so much so that Verisa still loves her even now. But there is something that needs to be considered here, and it's what happens, and we said this when the Warbringer Sylvanas first came out. I said something is wrong here. Look at what goes into the sword, and then look at what comes out of the sword. What goes in is all of Sylvanas. What comes out is anger and hatred. Blizzard is using this to set up her redemption. Verisa may actually venture into the Shadowlands to try and locate the shard that is the other part of Sylvanas. In other words, the part of her that she had lost, the part that felt and cared and was loyal and was honorable. She's going to try and restore that part of Sylvanas. Now, as to the elune discussion, because this talk ultimately is about elune, but in order to understand elune, we have to understand Tyrande. In order to understand Tyrande, we have to understand Sylvanas and the game that Sylvanas and Tyrande have been playing this whole time. But back to the elune storyline. First and foremost, I have said this many a times, and I am more certain than ever that I am correct in saying this. But this moment of Tildra's seal burning, right? If we go, let's look at this. This moment of Tildra's seal burning wasn't to declare war on the Kaldorei. It wasn't even to declare war on the Alliance. Everything here had to do with only one entity in our universe. Elune. Now, this is where another sort of story from the Grimoire comes in, right? The Grimoire talks about the Winter Queen. This is pages that's leaked from the UK version of the Grimoire. In this article, they state that the Winter Queen must have an opposite, a counterpart, something that is her opposite. If she sits on the side of death, on the pantheon of death, then her counterpart must surely sit on the other side of this. Now, to my mind, in a video that I did earlier today, I do not actually believe that the Winter Queen is an Eternal One, even though the brokers refer to the Winter Queen as an Eternal One. I don't think the Winter Queen is one. I think the Winter Queen and Elune is much older than even the Eternal Ones. And no, Aenar isn't the counterpart because Aenar sits on the pantheon of order, not on the pantheon of life. Aenar may be a titan of life, but she sits on the pantheon of order. And also, we know that Elune is the sister of the Winter Queen. I mean, there's more than enough evidence now. The Winter Queen basically says it when you hand her the tear of Elune. She says, "This is my sister's." After all this time, it's good to know that my sister has not yet abandoned me. So, you know, it's the tear of Elune that you're handing the Winter Queen, and she says, "My sister have not abandoned me." So that's sort of guaranteed, right? That doesn't mean that there's a theory going around that Elune may be Aenar and Aenar may be Elune. There's a number of reasons why I don't necessarily subscribe to that theory. Mainly because in the chronicles written by the Titans, they say that Aenar and Elune created the Emerald Dream. Aenar and Elune. So not just one, both were involved in the creation of the Emerald Dream. But I don't think the Winter Queen, and specifically the Winter Queen and Elune, are Eternal Ones. So the article starts as follows. Autumnwheel's function supports our theory that the first ones crafted the underlying framework for the cosmic forces of our universe, one that would facilitate an endless cycle of death and life, which they made central in their creation. The role that they designed for the Winter Queen within this cycle was a vital one. So right there, this is, by the at least theories of the brokers, the single most important part of their universe is death-life cycle. Do you think that they would choose normals, just normal beings, to safeguard the central focus of their universe? No, they wouldn't. These two sisters, Elune and the Winter Queen, are incredibly powerful. They are ridiculously powerful. But this is now where we sort of have to go, I think, a little bit deeper. Why did Elune leave? According to the Winter Queen, it is Elune that abandoned her. Right? She believed that Elune abandoned her. So at one point or another, at some point, Elune and the Winter Queen served in the Shadowlands together. Elune was in the Shadowlands, and she gave that up. For whatever reason, we don't know. But we can theorize on why. There is the ability for us to theorize on why she gave it up. And it comes from the Night Warrior. When you become the Night Warrior, you have the unbridled fury of Elune. You become the vengeance of Elune. That level of anger, so much so that at one point Tyrande almost killed Chandris. So Tyrande almost killed her own daughter. That is how angry she was. That is how much hatred was building up inside of her, that she couldn't even see who she was trying to kill. She just wanted to kill. Now, let's ask ourselves, why would Elune have that amount of power? Why would Elune have... why would she be so angry? What could possibly have made her that angry? Now, this is where we get to my theories around the Shadowlands, Order, life, and all the rest of it. There's no pantheon of nature, Blades. There's a pantheon of life. That's possible. Nature is not a cosmological force. So there wouldn't be a pantheon of nature, but I get your idea. I get the idea that you're trying to push. I don't necessarily agree with you, but I do get the idea that you're trying to push. When I look at the pantheon of order and the pantheon of death, I cannot help but think that these pantheons are not pure. ANR, for example. Why is ANR sitting on the pantheon of order when she herself is proclaimed as the Titan of life? And we know that there is an actual cosmological force of life, right? We know that there must be a pantheon of life. So why would ANR not sit on that pantheon? More importantly, when we look to the Winter Queen, she resembles the pantheon of life far more than she resembles the pantheon of death. Why is she on the pantheon of death? It makes no sense. Now, of course, the brokers would have us believe, and remember, all of this that the brokers say here, it's all speculation. They are simply theorizing. So they're basically creating a massive hypothesis based on the evidence that they've collected throughout the universe, based on scraps of information. They are sort of piecing together an hypothesis of the start of the universe, if you will. I believe. Because there's another part of this that's almost just as interesting. The jailer. They have zero records anywhere of the jailer actually existing. The brokers state that there's no historical evidence of his existence anywhere. They also have no evidence that he had any role to play within the Shadowlands. And you can read this article if you, the page here if you really want to. But it states that they can't find where he fits into the Shadowlands. It makes no sense. All they know is that at some point he stood beside the Archon and the Primus ruling over the Shadowlands. And then he rose up and he did stuff. The brokers themselves aren't sure what he did, but he did stuff. Turns out he was so powerful that it required all of them to band together just to overcome him. Individually, none of them would have been able to stand against him. This leads into an even bigger argument. Who is Zuval? Who is Zuval that he is that powerful? That he could amass that amount of power if he is cut from the same cloth as his brothers and sisters? I believe that Elune was... So, big brain time here, and this is 100% speculation. I have no evidence of this whatsoever. But I believe that at some point, life and order invaded the other cosmological forces, or at least as much as they could. For some of them, like the Void, they simply blocked them or locked them out of the universe. For others, they made it very difficult for them to come in. So in terms of order, they have a different... They basically just made it impossible for order. Anonymous, thank you very much for the $5. I've read that mythology already. I never take just mythology though, because Blizzard is famous for taking mythology and then twisting it, right? The Old Gods, for example, with the H.P. Lovecraft stuff, it's twisted. It's based loosely on it, but it is twisted. So I don't just take mythology into account. But yes, the fact that there is a Summer and Winter Queen, so to speak, does make sense, right? There is definitely arguments to be made for both of these. And I see why a lot of people want to link them together. But always remember that Blizzard won't just take something at face value. They won't just copy it 100%. They'll make changes along the way. But definitely, based on everything that I know, and granted it's not a lot, about the mythology around the Summer and the Winter Queen, but what I know about it, it's clear that they were the inspiration, right? It's very clear that that is the inspiration. There could be no doubt that that is the inspiration. As to back to my original sort of thought or train of thought here. At one point, and we know this because of Steve Denuser in an interview telling us that the different cosmological forces will sometimes team up to take down rival forces or forces that's becoming too powerful. At one point, I believe that life infiltrated almost every single one of the cosmological forces in one way or another, and those that they could not infiltrate, they simply blocked. This is why I think ANR sits on the pantheon of order. She is not a titan of order. She is a titan of life. But she was gifted to order as a way to ensure that life would always maintain itself, and to ensure that, because we already know, thanks to this book, that the first ones designed the universe with the core principle being life and death. That cycle is core to it. If you look on at the map, so it's map time, ladies and gentlemen. You guys know how this works. We always have to go back to the map. Why? Because why not? All right. So if we look at the map, right, you have the Emerald Dream, life, reality, and death, central to the entirety of the universe. So the rest of the universe completely runs around these three ideas: life, reality, death, and the cycle that is always completing it. So to my mind, there is every chance or every reason to believe that for the cosmological force life to ensure that life would always exist, they had to infiltrate as many of the powers as humanly possible. This is why they infiltrated death. This is why they infiltrated order. And this is why they haven't made themselves known for a very long time, or at least as of yet. Because together, they can ensure that none of the other forces that may want to take over can truly interfere. And then we have from Khadgar evidence, at least sort of evidence, that suggests that Elune is the one that created the Prime Naru. Which would suggest that, again, the Pantheon of Life also infiltrated light. So light was also infiltrated, or at least partnered, with life. So together, these three or four, if light has also been infiltrated, they ensure that life will always win in the universe. And by having a member of them in death, they ensure that life will always be cyclical. So what about Zuval? Where does he fit into this entire story? Well, maybe he didn't want to go with the explanation. Maybe the purpose was no longer enough to convince Zuval that this is the way the universe should function. Perhaps his brothers and his sisters did not agree, but for him, death must be free. He says it. They will learn. You cannot chain death. So in his mind, death was supposed to be free, and they chained it. They decided to basically make death its bitch. The fact that he is as powerful as he is, I genuinely do not understand how that is even possible. I genuinely have no idea why he is so much more powerful than any of his brothers and sisters. But to bring it all back to Elune and the Winter Queen, to tie this all in a neat little bow, Elune got chased out by something. Something severed the connection between Elune and the Winter Queen. Elune had to run. She had to hide. She had to give up her rightful place as a goddess. This is why Xalatath refers to her as an upstart goddess. Because Elune gave up her position as goddess when she had to run, when she had to leave. And I believe that the reason Sylvanas burnt this tree was to call out Elune. Was to say to Elune, where are you? And it wasn't Sylvanas' job. This wasn't Big Brain Sylvanas 5-head. This was Zuval. Zuval told her to call her out, to make Elune show herself. Why? I don't know. But something that is very interesting, and I'll leave you guys with this thought. Well, not leave you, but we'll end the discussion here. It is said in Erebos and in Ardenweald that there are two beings in the Shadowlands that Zuval hates above all others. Can you guys guess which beings this is? Winter Queen and the Arbiter. Yeah. He despises the Arbiter and he hates the Winter Queen. It is stated that upon freedom, so if he should free himself, he will first kill the Arbiter and then he will make a straight beeline for the Winter Queen to kill her. Why those two? Because they are not his brothers and sisters. They are not like him. And they were the ones who imprisoned him. It is thanks to their influence that his brothers and sisters, or brother and sister at this point, turned against him. Because they decided to side with life rather than be the eternal ones of death that they were meant to be. The harbingers of death, if you will. This is why Zuval hates them so fucking much. This is why he ordered Sylvanas to burn down the tree. This is why all of this is happening. Because in the mind of Zuval, if he can kill the Winter Queen and he can kill Elune, he can gain or regain the power. And to my mind, Elune may have escaped with whatever was in his chest. This might be why she is hiding. She might be hiding because of it. She had to take the orb and run to ensure that the jailer doesn't get her. Could I be wrong? Absolutely. This is all speculation, and what we're doing here is like massive fucking big brain, 5 brain speculation. This is Keck W levels of speculation. Because there's no evidence of this. This is just something that, if true, it explains so much of the story. If true, it opens so many doors for the future of the story. That's how I arrived at it. What do you guys think? Yes, no, agree, disagree? Where are we on this? Trust the Arbiter, trust the purpose. So who must have fought Zuval against that the mall looks devastated? Was that Elune or something else? It may have been a war with Elune. It may have been the war with the other Eternal Ones that left them all completely devastated. Trust the Arbiter, trust the purpose. 6-6, I would not agree with that. No, the jailer is not Arthas because the jailer is Anduin's father. Oh my god. So let me just get this straight. Some people say that Arthas is the father of Anduin, which is completely fucking bonkers, but anyways. And now we have a new theory that suggests that Zuval, in fact, is Anduin's father. How the fuck did that happen? How do we go from Arthas, which was at least somewhat plausible, to the jailer? He would kill a human female. If Zuval had sex with Anduin's mum, she'd be fucking wrecked, ripped in half, bro. Have you seen her his size? Like, his dick is probably twice her size. She would be done. There would be nothing left of her. It just would not work. He would snap her like a cracker. Exactly. Maybe his compensating dude, even if he does have micro penis, it would still crush her. Came back at the wrong time. Playing good, how you doing, bro? Kid Jade size and shape. The jailer is Hogger in disguise. That'd be like Superman blowing out Lois Lane's back. Yep. Norman, how you doing, bro? Don't forget, 70-90-year-old Palpatine popped out at least one kid. Yeah, but that doesn't matter. Or maybe like a lot of omnipotent beings, they can assume human forms. I mean, it's possible. Sargeras did it a couple of times. Assuming different sort of entities. So it is possible that that can happen, of course. Zeus has to bang Wonder Woman. No way Lois can handle the kryptonite donger. I mean, but Superman does have the ability to not go all fucking apeshit. He has a micro penis. Maybe that's why he's so angry. Micro penis could lead dudes to doing all sorts of crazy shit, right? I'm sure. But I don't think that's why he's so angry. Unless, of course, the reason he hates the Arbiter and the Winter Queen so much is they saw his micro penis and then gave him shit for it and spread the rumors, and now he just wants to kill them, which is entirely possible. Very plausible. Is Elune being held captive somewhere, maybe? Missy, no. I don't think Elune is being held captive. I do think she is on the run, though. But I don't think she's being held captive. So he's down to human power level. They saw it in the hot tub and made fun. What if he's a grower and not a shower? Well, Fallon then, sad times, because everyone thinks he's got a small dick now, right? And once that rumor has started, it's over, right? You're never going to convince any of the girls that you actually have a big donger, because the rumor has already gone. But why then the Night Warrior? Why killing them if they can fight for her? Ahishi, what do you mean? Why killing them if they can fight? I don't know what you mean by that. Am I wrong in thinking there was a war with the Void, in which perhaps Zuval was going to make a deal with the Void Lord, to which the brothers and sisters did not agree with? I don't necessarily know if it has to do with the Void. There is something very interesting about Zuval, which, to my mind, this is very interesting. Maybe you guys listen to what I have to say and you think I'm completely crazy. Zuval seems to have a massive fucking semi for anything light-worthy. Arthas, Paladin, user of the light. He wanted Arthas. Bolvar, again, light, being of the light. Bit of a mixture, but he was happy with Bolvar. He wasn't happy with Ner'zhul, because Ner'zhul wasn't a wielder of the light. When he saw Anduin use the light, he instantly fucking went interesting. Why is Zuval... Why does he have that semi for the light? Why is the light so important to him? Now, to my mind, there's a number of theories that could go into this. One of them could just be that the light is easier to control. So, choosing a being of any other sort of cosmological force would be difficult. Whereas with the light, you only need to you only need to convince them of the truth. And if they see the same truth you see, they will follow blindly. The other option, of course, might lie in the fact that when the light attacked Revendreth, Maldraxxus, the very realm which their entire existence is predicated on the fundamental role of defending the Shadowlands. That's literally the only job that Maldraxxus has. When the light attacked the Shadowlands, Revendreth specifically, Maldraxxus did not interfere. Maldraxxus did not rise up to save Revendreth. Why? What if all of these eternal ones, what if they're all light? Would it be a stretch? Would it be a stretch if every Titan and every eternal one is of the light? Would any of you tell me that I'm completely crazy? Xiang, there's a good chance of that. I like the way you're thinking about it. Definitely see the Carrion being light. I'm talking about the eternal ones, not necessarily the realms that they've built for themselves. The eternal ones and the Titans. And my main reason for believing that is how the Titans describe the universe as coming into existence. The ocean of light explodes, and then from this explosion, pockets of energy form near stars that give heat, and thus Titan worlds are born. I failed to hear any sort of order or life thing there. Seems like all of these energies came from within the ocean of light. So to my mind, it just makes sense. It makes sense that all of them are of the light. This might also explain why they're so one-track minded. Why they almost never see beyond their own limitations. The Winter Queen, hellbent on only seeing, shall we say, on only serving Ardenweald and only really working with the cycle of life and death. The Archon, one-track minded, sees only one thing, does only one thing, believe only one thing. The Primus, for all of his tactical prowess, his universe is still extremely one-track minded. Maldraxxus still has a very narrow view of the universe around it. Zuval seems to have a semi for the light. If you look at the magic that Zuval uses, it's an interesting color. Light and darkness. The magic has light elements within it and then a darkness that arises from it. Domination magic may in fact be the magic you get when you combine the light and the void. It's entirely possible that when you combine those two powers, you end up with domination magic. One of the strongest forms of magic in the universe. And it is this that Zuval used to his, shall we say, advantage. Now, sort of my thoughts around this goes back to Sargeras. Sargeras was able to destroy all of his brothers and sisters. Now, make no mistake, Sargeras was said to be the most powerful of the Pantheon, right? But at the level that he was at, killing his brothers and sisters all at once would not have been possible. He wasn't that powerful. He was powerful and he was very clever and he was a master strategist, but still, in a 1v1 fight against all the Titans, you would argue that Sargeras would most likely not be able to take him down. However, Sargeras accepting the foul meant that the Titans naturally couldn't stand against him because Titans have a natural weakness to foul. So what if Zuval did the opposite? Or not really the opposite, same. What if Zuval, a Titan of life, an eternal one, one who was meant to guard over death, what if he accepted the void? What if he realized something that the rest of us have not? What if he realized that it's the void that wants freedom, that wants the universe to be destroyed And when I say universe, I'm not talking about universe as in everything goes to shit. I'm talking about the barriers, the systems of the universe. This is what the void wishes to rip asunder. And what if Zuval accepted that magic? And this is why he was so powerful. And in turn, he has figured out how to wield both flawlessly. So he can now wield domination magic, the magic of life and death, without effort, thus making him that powerful. Because I don't necessarily see, just on the face of it, how someone can be so powerful who was made from the same cloth. Like, there's no way that he is made as another Eternal One, and yet they require all of them to band together just to stop him. Unless he does have that one up, right? Now, all of this, of course, gets thrown into the dustbin when you go back to, I can't remember which Kyrian it was that told us this, but there's a point where you're doing a campaign quest and you're talking to the Kyrian, because Alexandros Mograine believed that he belongs in Bastion. He can't understand why he was sent to Maldraxxus. And in this, you're sort of talking about the light and the void, and the Ascended Kyrian tells you the light and the void are trifling powers. They don't matter. How? If they were powerful enough to do a bunch of things, they were so powerful that Maldraxxus would not even rise up to meet them, then how can you consider them trifling powers? And of course, if my theory is correct, then they're clearly not trifling powers. But at the same time, we have no evidence of this theory. This is just a big brain theory that I sort of came up with probably like about a month ago. I've been very much invested in this theory. And I've been thinking about this theory for quite some time now, trying to figure out exactly how it goes and how I could see it all work. So, what do you guys think? What are your thoughts on this? Like, something you can always fuse two forces and come something really powerful. Something like order plus chaos equals Argeris, light plus void equals domination, finally. And you have life plus death, which could also be very powerful, right? It's entirely possible. Since we've been talking about the Jada's junk, I keep seeing Tower on the screen as a huge willy. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Taldrin the Cat, how you doing? What if Elune escaped with power of Jailer when they sealed him? And this is from where her wrath power appeared and her duality came. I wouldn't say that she escaped with his power. It's entirely possible that she has access to his power, but I don't necessarily think that she escaped with it. Or at least to the point where she absorbed it and now she's using it, right? I don't know if there's any evidence that they can do that. They completely absorb another's power. In my opinion, it was an ideal solution to the plot holes. You two force against themselves, and this force is split to smaller. Novan, I can see that, yeah. There is one thing I still think about. It's about Anima and the whole souls thing. Maybe they don't consider the other forces of the universe to be important because whatever they are doing in the Shadowlands is closer to the actual fabric of the universe, and they consider themselves more important because of that. Very possible. Of course that's possible. Cask, how you doing, bro? Of course that's possible. I'm just not entirely sure. Would they be that close, though, to the fabric of the universe? I mean, sure, death is as close as you would get, but they don't seem to speak about it often. No, I don't think this is Nightwish. I'm not entirely sure who this is, Norvan. But I don't think it's Nightwish. Actually, I would need to go think about that a bit more. I could see them viewing light and void as trifling because life and death are like actually inside reality, while light and void try to interfere with reality from the outside. So to them, they seem more distant. Whole hat, very good theory. Absolute wonderful theory. And I don't have any way of rebuking that. Listen, elune wanted a divorce from Zuval. He didn't like this, so she ran. And now in witness protection. Swipsy, it could also be that. The immediate threat is often perceived as more major. It's a point of view thing. If we are to believe this, these first passages here, then the light and the void wasn't the first powers. In fact, they were nowhere near the first powers. And then that would mean that that would probably be the reason why they call them trifling, because life and death were the first powers in the universe, and therefore life and death is the most powerful forces in the universe, and the others are sort of make-believe as far as they're concerned. The others do not matter, and we already know that's sort of true. The Eternal Ones does not appear to trouble themselves with the outside forces. Owls became owls via Well of Eternity, which is just a pool of Azerite, right? If that is where they heard Elune's voice, just would lead me to believe that Azerite and Elune have a link. What if Elune is trapped within Azeroth, and that is why Zuval is coming for the soul of our world, what was once his? Rhino's Dane possible? But I don't think she's trapped in our world. I think she is close to our world. I think she herself, Elune, is defending our world because our world does appear to be sort of intricately necessary for the universe to function. Azeroth is the reality, right? Northern, no, I don't have the new WoW book. It's not been released yet, so I haven't received the copy yet. My copy will only be here in 6 to 8 weeks. I'm going to buy the ebook. The jailer could be an alternate universe, Amanthul, like we've seen the other characters in WoD. Shaka, not necessarily. No, I don't see a high probability of that being the case. Just because. And not because it can't happen, of course it's entirely possible, but that would convolute the story of World of Warcraft to the point where you will lose the vast majority of your viewers. I mean, at that point, what does it even matter, right? So I genuinely, I doubt that. Like, I highly doubt that that's the case. Elune is not connected to our world, as we know. Elune is also on Draenor, and a much more world, so Elune is much bigger. She is, but she is also tied to our world very closely. She is worshipped throughout the universe, but she does appear at least to take a very special interest in our world, so to speak. Just gonna shake the feeling. Amanthul is heavily involved in some way. Amanthul could still be involved just by being him, right? Especially considering Odin is making a return now. Right, so we have Odin coming back, and if Odin comes back, there's a good chance that, yes, at some point, we are going to see the return of all the Titans. Everyone wants a piece of Azeroth. If we look at like that, Elune knows that. I agree. I just can't check the feeling. Azeroth is also the center of the universe as we know it. Would be possible that many worlds worship Elune if Elune is the center of the universe. But Rhino's Dane, what you're now saying is that Azeroth is in fact Elune, which just goes back to the extremely convoluted story that's being told then. Because now we have this one character that has a name that no longer exists, but the one character that has a name is actually another character that also has a name. It just becomes a convoluted mess at that point. If Elune is Azeroth and Azeroth is Elune. She intervened many times in the history of Azeroth. Also, she is deeply rooted in the mythology of our world as being said to be the daughter of the Earth Mother, which might be Azeroth. Xiang, who are you talking about? Who predicted an Odin comeback? Check that off your bingo sheet. Maybe because we do not know how much interest Elune has in other worlds. I think she is a much bigger entity, and Azeroth is only a piece of her watching. While walking, not really. First of all, if she is as big an entity as you think she is, why did Xal'atath refer to Elune as an upstart goddess? How has Elune made it to other worlds? I mean, the Titans have made it to other worlds. They're not gods. Right? Pretty and jealous? I don't think that's the case, Cask. Titans are light and Elune is death. That would explain both light and shadow and Azerite. As the world is bleeding the blood of two beings. I know, just spitballing. I like the thought. You're going to play Mass Effect, man? Beer expert, I am, indeed. I've already got it downloaded. Let's just quickly see. Yeah, it's done. I will be playing it. Yes, indeed. Because women are petty and jealous. I know a couple of guys that's just as petty and jealous sometimes. Maybe it's because Xal'atath is upstart, just like Denathrius thinks everyone is arrogant, but in fact, he is the most arrogant being in the game. Zigzags, not necessarily. Not necessarily. We think that he is arrogant. But listen to his speech again. And yes, I am going to let you watch another cinematic that we've watched to death. I don't care. I like the cinematic. Arnold, thank you so much for the 5 community subs, dude. Really fucking appreciate that. Thank you. And can we get some love in chat for Arnold and the 5 community subs? Thanks to Arnold. 5 of you fuckers now have no reason to say, I don't have emotes. You have emotes. Fucking click them. Say thank you. Arnold, really appreciate that, dude. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Denathrius!
I love this cinematic, dude.
This was your valiant last stand. For so very long, you've punished arrogant souls. But instead of learning from their suffering, you've become one of them. You just needed to obey.
My problem with what he's saying here, listen closely to what he says, right? For so very long, you have punished arrogant souls. And instead of learning from them, right? What if we're completely misunderstanding Side Denathrius' character?
For so very long, you've punished arrogant souls. But instead of learning from their suffering, you've become one of them. You just needed to obey. How fortunate.
By the way, just very quickly, I do not think that Cydonathrius is from death. I do not think that Cydonathrius is from life. I think Cydonathrius is one of the lords of chaos. I think that Cydonathrius is one of the twisting nether lords.
You are to witness the splendor of what is about to unfold.
Giving more evidence, at least to my mind, that death at one point was invaded by a myriad of forces, sort of a banding together of the forces in order to take down death, to ensure that death would stay in the lane, so to speak, that death would not destroy the universe or try to take over the universe. So, to my mind, Denathrius was perhaps the one who stayed behind. Perhaps he was the Lord of Chaos chosen to stay behind. It would make sense why the Dreadlords then sort of coaxed Sargeras into the foul. Because Denathrius knew that Sargeras would require it.
Of what is about to unfold. Every precious drop of anima, so painstakingly wrung from the tortured souls of lesser beings, now paves the path for the banished one to reclaim what was his. And once his liberation is secured, it shall be by his will that all is washed away. The only power that will emerge from this torrent of change is death. Death and those who shaped its victory.
Death and those. This is more proof that Cydonathrius isn't of death. Death and those who helped shape its victory. So in other words, I'm not death, so it doesn't help. But because I helped, death will also sort of, help me. So once death is free, I'll be free. And Enoch, on what you just said there, not necessarily. You could have the Lords of Chaos and all of them fighting each other all the time, creating chaos. Because they can't agree on a single way to rule. Have any of you ever seen the Libertarian Convention? Like whenever there's an election, have any of you ever watched footage of the Libertarian Convention? You have people running around naked. You have people doing all sorts of crazy shit. It's a fuck up when you watch the Libertarian Convention, because the Libertarians believe that freedom is everything and people should be allowed to do whatever the fuck they want, regardless of, as long as it doesn't hurt you, you can't stop anyone, right? So the Libertarian Convention is usually completely crazy. That would be the Lords of Death or the Lords of Chaos. They would be as close to Libertarian as you can get, right? Everyone does whatever the fuck they want and it doesn't matter. Now, of course, they wouldn't have the other libertarian rule, which is do whatever you want as long as it does not impact anyone else. That's the sort of golden rule for libertarians. The Lords of Chaos wouldn't have that. Do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. That would be their mantra. But yeah, I think every single thing points to Denathrius not being of death. It's already come to the point I wish to say it. Well, excuse me, I have to open up a new political party and recoin the term liberal in my country. Kick W. Actually, why do you have to recoin the term liberal?
Someone will stop you, Denathrius. Even if I...
Do not speak. Observe.
Fuck.
Remember this lesson.
Such a good fucking cinematic, dude. I love this cinematic, and I think Sidon Athreus, the voice actor for him, is just insanely cool. But what if someone likes Order? Would the Lords of Chaos be happy with that? Zix, no. Obviously not. Him being the master of the Dreadlords would make sense, since him being Chaos too, since that's what they are known for. One thing, do we know why Anima has different colors? Actually, it's never been explained to us. The best bait that we have for why is actually the way in which it's given. So we know that in Revendreth it's taken through punishment. So the anima that they get is perhaps far more potent because it's fueled by anger and hatred and pain and suffering. As for the other zones where you get anima as well, it might be that each one of their sources of anima is changed depending on how you give it. Get the boot by Council Degenerates. I have no idea who that is, so I don't know. Pull the trigger. Wait, Denathris equals Chaos. Winter Queen or elune equals life. Zuval equals death. So do we have someone for light and void in the Shadowlands? Talgarod, no, but I don't think it works exactly that way. One could make the argument that the Archon is as close to light as you could get, right? But I don't think that's exactly how it works. I like when all is well, tight, and pick. He is a Lord of Dread. As far as we know, they infiltrate everything and everyone. How can we be sure that they are not infiltrating also death? I must think about this. It's entirely possible that the first ones, or maybe the Titans' place being of other cosmic forces, the Shadowlands, to pseudo lead and control death from getting too strong. Kaltadi, that's my speculation. That's my theory. In Illidan onto Sidon Athreus. His voice actor is still there. Archon would be Order, not Light. The way in which the Archon follows her rules of Order would be more light-worthy. I mean, prior to the change that Uther sort of established, it was pretty tyrannical how they would just remove your memories and remove your ability to question, right? Anyone else think the purpose is balance? The purpose is clearly a rule set, right? That was probably handed down by the first ones to their children. And in this, we could argue that every single force in the cosmological universe, every single cosmological force in the universe, all come from the first ones. And therefore, the first ones themselves sort of gave them this handbook, this guidebook, to ensure that the universe functions the way that they wanted it to function, if that makes sense. Need to eat things. Coming back later. All right, Zix. Y'all think Shadowlands landmasses were connected at one point, and whatever was the maw was in the middle? Beer Expert, that is a theory that I've had for quite some time. The voice actress for Ashe on Overwatch got cancelled, for at least got in trouble for some tweets a while back. What was it, tweets, Diesel? The whole cancel thing is so fucking stupid to me, dude. And the one mistake everyone makes is they apologize when they have nothing to apologize for. I'm not saying there's not people that say legitimately stupid shit that can apologize for it. I'm saying never apologize to these people. Never. If you've said something that may have been a little bit off color and they want to cancel you, you just go on saying shit. That's why I chose Light and Order, because on that you can build some foundation, some cornerstone. Check this out. Thrall being badass in the quest chain with Draka. There was also talk about Vol'jin becoming a Loa. Could open something. Well, Vol'jin is already in the process of becoming a Loa. We've already talked about Thrall. We did a video on Thrall and finally going back to being a badass. So, yes, there's a lot of future stories that could be implicated here. Not sure if you've paid attention, but if you observe Denathrius and even Zuval, you don't see them at all being like feasted on destruction, evil, kind, or so, and being high tolerant beings. One Well, it sort of depends. Because we haven't seen Zuval's state of rule. Quentin Flynn has killed us for fake allegations. They said something about 4 to 5 years ago, and now it's cancelled them. It's stupid. Even worse, when they get cancelled for something you've said years ago, the cancel culture doesn't allow people to grow from their mistakes. Does Mason still voice Thrall? I think so. Do you think we will see Muazala again? Yes. Yes, absolutely. I do think there's still going to be a lot of storylines around Zuval. Talked about already that Denathrius basically looks like Illidan, green foul energy. I mean, as I said, actually, that's sort of my theory that he is off foul. Oh, yeah, good and evil isn't a thing. Definitely not. We know Azeroth is sleeping and dreaming in reality, right? What if Elune is just an entity spawned by Azeroth dreaming? Maybe that's why Elune does not interfere directly. Macmillan, that would actually negate Elune far more than what we already know. We know that Blizzard have big plans for Elune. Whatever those plans are, they are big, right? So I genuinely don't think so. I genuinely don't think that's the case. That's such a shitty behavior on the part of women who do that as a woman. Disgusted. Have you seen when demon hunters enter their demon form in game? Their belts and hoof guards look so Venthyr-like. Please check it on Google Images. Cocky Bro, I've seen it before, and you're right. But, you know, that's why I've been saying the whole time that, yeah, Sire Denathrius is from the demonic twisting nether. Elune's identity has finally been revealed, and it has massive implications. It's from Balliolurk. Yeah, but I've done that speculation as well while walking Hell. I mean, I mean, we've already speculated on that. And made such nonsense. I think he already infiltrated Deathlight and him being a Chaos Lord. Nope, Illidan is locked with Sargeras. Alex, how you doing, bro? Metamorphosis is nothing but a redesign of a model. No need to go deeper into that. It's a coding decision. You can have different colors of Chaos as well. You know, you have foul orcs that are green ones, and you have foul orcs different color raid ones. Why raid? I mean, does it really matter? Lol Zoe, thank you very much for the follow. Really fucking appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, but I think in this instance, you have to sort of look at the twisting nether as not just green, right? It's chaos. So it's about chaotic magics. It's not just about green magic. And for anyone that sort of wonders why red, Warlocks without the green foul tome actually casts raid spells. So if you don't have the green tome, your spells are raid. Because that is also a color of the Twisting Nether. Something I would love to hear from you. Wait, Kaki, let me just go so that I can actually see your message. Also, Akko, I know this is a stupid question, but it's something I would love to hear from you. Since you're a Sylvanas fanboy and I'm Illidan fanboy, who do you think would win in a 1v1 fight? Right now, probably Sylvanas. And not because I'm a fanboy, because right now Sylvanas seems to wield the full power of death. She clearly has access to some immense magics that's been given freely to her. So right now, I don't, considering what she did with Saurfang, I mean, she one-shot him. Now you could say, well, Illidan is more powerful than Saurfang, and you'll be right. But what's Illidan going to do to stop that level of power? And that's not because Sylvanas, so Sylvanas minus the power of death most likely Illidan, because he is very, very powerful. But Sylvanas with the power of death becomes a whole different fucking story, right? Because now she has the full power of the Maw behind her. Grab him by the horns and give him the Zuval treatment. But Blood of Demons are toxic green. Sylvanas, because of her power, she is now more powerful than Arthas, and Illidan lost to Arthas. Illidan one-shot on Naru, though. Well, actually, that's an even better point. Arthas, with the power of the Maw behind him, nearly killed Illidan. So, facts are facts. The power of death overpowers the power of Illidan. Think you should watch this new vid. There is a theory that Elune created the Naru. At this moment, I cannot breathe because this would have... Wow, it's not a theory. And again, like I said, I made the exact same video, I think 2 days before them, where I covered the exact same things. It's not a theory. It's Khadgar all the way back in Legion. Khadgar tells us about records that he found inside Karazhan that shows that Elune created the first Prime Naru. There is, just by the way, there is a reason I don't watch other content creators when it comes to speculation. I don't want to be influenced. The last thing I want is to watch someone else's content and then be influenced to the point where I don't know what my own speculation is. So when it comes to, like, and I know Balila does the same thing. He actually said it in one of his live streams. He also doesn't watch my content, and he doesn't watch Pyromancer. He doesn't watch other content creators because I don't want my theories to be influenced by another person's theories that I maybe don't share, or perhaps they say something so profound that now I'm stuck and I can't think of anything else. So I prefer my theories to be my own, or that of the community. So people who share theories with me, I love those, but I don't watch other content creators because they're already content creators, right? If you want to hear what Balila has to say about a specific video, you just go watch Balila's video. You don't need Akalon saying what Balila is saying, right? That's like, why the fuck would you do that? So I watch Balila's normal videos. I love his normal videos. I don't watch any video of him that has to do with speculation. Fury, not a one-shot. Arthas won against Illidan because Illidan was a cocky douchebag, not because he's more powerful. Screams an Illidan fanboy. Okay, mate, he still lost. This is stupid. Naru should be side of Illidan, grasp like angels. Try to imagine that human kill angel. Andy, how you doing? I may not have forgotten that there is a stream. Andy, I saw that you haven't come in for a while. Lost as a mortal, not as a death-toting demigod, basically. Yeah, I mean, Sylvanas lost literally as the Ranger General. So if anyone's going to make the argument that, oh, by the way, Sylvanas lost to the Lich King, swoopsie like you just made there, Sylvanas wasn't a Banshee at that point, first and foremost. And more importantly, Sylvanas wasn't yet granted access to the full power of the Maw. At this point, Sylvanas would be fighting Illidan, backed by all the power that the Maw has to offer. Now Sylvanas will win with Illidan easily. At this point, I'm sort of wondering if anyone can take down Illidan, right? That's absolutely okay. And by the way, I love your vids. That was just not reason for mention that. It should be just an interesting hint and no person. No. While walking out, I didn't take it as a personal attack at all. I get a lot of people that link me videos from Pyro or link me videos from Balilur. And as much as I want to watch those videos, in the past, so the last time I've watched a speculation video from any other content creator was probably a year or so more, maybe. Mainly because the last time I watched it, it's very difficult to then come up with your own speculation because you now have this new fucking theory that's now in your brain and sort of mulling around in your brain. You're going, you tried to think of something else, but this theory is just the whole time there. right? It just does not leave you. So I stopped doing it entirely and just went, no, it's fine. Let the other content creators put out what they put out. I love that they're putting it out because it means more content for you guys, but I can't do it. Macmillan, you motherfucker, in here with 10 community subs. Can we get a big, warm thank you for the Big Mac himself? Thank you so much, dude. Really fucking appreciate the 10 community subs. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So we are good? Wow, yeah, always. Always. Like, look, if you ever say something that pisses me off, I'll just block you. It's as simple as that, right? And that happens very rarely. Like, you'd have to really try to piss me off to the point where I go, fuck it, block this guy. Otherwise, let's put it this way. If I'm still responding to you, I'm not angry. I'm not worried. If I'm still responding to you, because I don't mind people disagreeing with me. I love that people disagree with me. I don't fight with my viewers at all. I'll just block you if you're being a nuisance and you're sort of trying to be a cunt just for the sake of being a cunt. But Enoch, can we get a block on Enoch, please? I will not have that level of fucking negativity in this chat. How dare you? Enoch, how fucking dare you? Block with Willa, otherwise it's gonna go broke. It doesn't help. Yippee, thank you very much for the follow. Really fucking appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, Walking God in here with 5 community subs. Ladies and gentlemen, can we get a lot of love for Wow Walking How and the 5 community subs? Thank you, thank you, thank you to all of you that is supporting and watching, and I hope enjoying the show. I really hope so. You have so deep and huge mind and well working that I think your theories are more relevant than others. Norvan, I do want to say I've been wrong a lot. I would say it's probably like 70% wrong, 80% wrong most of the time. But that's why I don't predict the future. I always make it clear, or I try to make it clear. I do stuff that's fun, right? I just want to have fun, and I want people to have fun. And I think the story for World of Warcraft is one of the best stories in gaming, right? It is. And I don't think anyone... I genuinely think the people who haven't played World of Warcraft is missing so much. It's an amazing story. And it's fun to sort of think, where could the story go? What could happen next? Could it be fucking cool? Right? I mean, hey, if we're wrong, we're wrong. Hopefully they're taking it a better way. Sometimes Blizzard takes it the wrong way. Your streams have really got to me through a very tough month, Echo. I thank you for all you do. Sharka, dude, thank you very much. I'd really appreciate that. Personal issues, I hope you're doing well, dude, and I hope that it's getting better. Because God knows, I think everyone can use a little bit of good news right now. If you name me one speculator that hasn't been wrong. No, there's no one. Everyone has been wrong a lot. Like, no speculator should ever claim that they have the Golden Globe or the crystal ball, because I think if you break down every single speculator's theories, you will find about a 70 to 80% success rate, or failure rate rather, right? So about a 20-25% success rate on almost every speculator. On Blizzard possibly taking the story to other worlds. Swoopsy, I would love that. I would love if we got sort of a new continent or new world to explore, but not the same way that we've done up until now. Whoa, Actual Guardian. Thank you so much for the 10 community subs, dude. Really fucking appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can we some love in chat for Actually Guardian here as well? You guys fucking have to do it. 10 of you. Actually, thanks to everyone that's been gifting, 25, 30 of you right now have access to emotes that you would not have had if it wasn't for the proud men and women in this chat. I am fucking proud of you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What was I saying again? We were talking about something specific and I completely fucking forgot. Snubby, how you doing, bro? What were we talking about again? Oh, yeah. 70% wrong. No, there was something else. I think we moved on from that. This Lord community of Echoes is amazing. Love it. Lithius, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. Actually, Garlian, thank you very much for the 6 months up. Really appreciate that. Tier 2, actually. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What a healthy atmosphere. I love this community. It's one of the reasons I love Twitch so much. I mean, the YouTube streams is amazing. Don't get me wrong. I won't knock them. But I love the Twitch community because it's different. It is just fundamentally different to anything that YouTube could ever do. I love hanging out on Twitch. Oh yeah, the expansion is going to other worlds. Thank you, Alex. Fuck. Okay, so my thoughts on other worlds. Arnold, thank you very much for the 10 community subs. Really fucking appreciate that. More love in chat since Arnold is now one-upping everyone and he has gifted 20 subs up until now. So Arnold, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Now on to the world's discussion. What I want is a second Azeroth. Not a one done thank you, your wham bang, thank you ma'am. A second Azeroth. A second world that we go to. And that world progresses sort of in a similar way as Azeroth. Where, you know, at first we only have these two continents. One continent for the Horde, one continent for the Alliance. And then maybe we discover other islands on this continent. And this becomes a second home where you have Azeroth with everything that happens on Azeroth. But now you also have this new continent with future expansions built in this new continent. Right? And this could lead to Blizzard introducing multiple new races. Multiple new races are being added to the Alliance and the Horde. Multiple new creatures, brand new worlds. Everything. It would be so fucking cool to have a world like that that just continues to evolve alongside the story. One of my biggest gripes with Blizzard is how after every expansion, the expansion dies. Like, think about it. What is happening in BFA right now? Nothing. No reason to go back there except if you're a mount farmer. The content is dead. 2 years. And in terms of development, probably almost 3 years of development time went into BFA for nothing. For 2 years, people enjoyed it and then it died. Why do we not have expansions that build upon itself? That becomes better over time, that adds more to them. I hate the idea that every expansion just kills the previous expansion. I want to see more interconnectivity between them. Did we really enjoy it? Well, I didn't enjoy BFA. I barely played it. But still, it could have been good, which is sort of the new mantra for Blizzard. Like, I don't want to turn this into a shitting on Blizzard stream because that's not the point, and that's not something that I find particularly fun. But I will say this. Every expansion, looking at Blizzard, is just like, you were so close. You almost fucking had it. Like, it's literally watching your favorite football player breaking the line, right? He's got the ball. He's running towards the end zone. He's gonna fucking get there. And then he trips. And as he falls, all he had to do was just sort of bounce. One bounce would have taken him over the end, the line. But then he fucking knocks the ball into the turf. The ball shoots up into the air and out of bounds. And you're like, oh my God, he was so close. This is Blizzard every expansion. Like, every feature that Blizzard introduces, it gets 90% of the way. Like, it's right there. It can be so good. Blizzard just keeps going. Keep going. Keep going. Nah, fuck it. We'll just leave it here. And then we'll make it worse somehow. And again, I'll just always go back to Torghast and Island Expeditions as my favorite examples of this. Because genuinely speaking, Island Expeditions had so much potential. Torghast has so much potential. But constantly, Blizzard, Warfront is another good example, where the potential is there. And then through decisions that Blizzard make, they fuck up the entire system. Torghast should never have had Soul Ash. Island expeditions should never have awarded as a right. They should have been built as cosmetic, standalone features that you can tune to be as hard or as easy as you want. If Island Expeditions was like a group mage tower, where it is fucking hard and you have like a mini dungeon on this island and you sort of have to pay attention because the bosses are really difficult and it's really hard to actually complete, people would have loved it. If Torghast was at least 100 times harder than what it is now, people would have actually loved it. The problem is they can't make it that hard to give you an actual challenge because then the scrubs can't get their soul ash. If you remove soul ash, you remove the problem. Now you can make it as hard as you fucking want because no one is guaranteed to get cosmetics. Right? And so Blizzard is almost there every single time, but it just never translates into perfection. And it's because Blizzard constantly starts thinking about issues that players may have that players don't have. And this is why I love using Torghast. During the alpha, Blizzard, every player, myself included, during the alpha, loved Torghast. Torghast was absolutely amazing. Yes, it was stupid and you got stupidly powerful, but it was fun. It was a crazy amount of fun getting into Torghast. There's things that I still would have changed. I would have made the bosses harder. I think Asmongold actually mentioned something along these lines. Make the bosses a lot harder, but then keep the stupid power levels, right? Because there was a point where you would group up a room full of mobs and just one-shot them. Like everything just goes boom. So you got really powerful, really stupid. It was a lot of fun. Players were loving it. And what did Blizzard go? We're going to change it because of inherent problems that exist within the system. Players went, but we like this. No, you don't seem to understand. There's a problem with this system. Yeah, but we like it. No, you'll thank us later. We need to change it because it's not working. Yeah, but I like this. We don't care. We're fixing it now so that there's no problems in the future. And then the fix comes in and the players go, I don't like this. And Blizzard says, no, it's fine now. It's fixed. Yeah, but I don't like this. No, you're just not used to it. Just keep playing it and you'll get used to it. And you know what we're going to do to ensure that you get used to it? We're going to put the most important fucking resource in the game behind that system for you. No, but I hate the system. No, you'll love it because you'll get a lot of soul ash. The fuck are you doing? Why? Why is this constantly a thing? I don't get it. I genuinely don't. Like, what the fuck? Why are we constantly gimping ourselves? Like, literally, every single time the starting pistol goes off and Blizzard is supposed to take off, they hit themselves in the face. It's like, what did you just do? I don't know. Oh, and you have to rescue everyone from there? Asmongold said it best. Blizzard fixes issues nobody's complaining about. Exactly. Listen, the only part of WoW that is good and consistent is the lore and story. Agreed. They want you to play the game the way they want you to, not the way you want to. Agreed. Wildboy, how you doing? Because it takes you 3 months, that's $45 per player. Hey, Aki, I was wondering, you know how Elune takes control of Tyrande? It kind of seems like it could be construed as a type of domination magic. Through a ritual, could Elune and the jailer be related somehow? No, because domination magic seems to be something that all of the Eternal Ones have access to. So it wouldn't just be Elune and the jailer. But then also, she never controlled her, right? It was just her anger that was sort of clouding Tyrande's judgment. Chaos Potato, thank you so much for the 2 months up. Did really fucking appreciate that. 27 months in a row. Thank you. How you doing, Chaos? Where's the lost amount of soul ash? Maybe they're masochists? I don't know, dude. I genuinely do not fucking know. Blizzard is the only company I know of. And the best example I have of this is you're right there, right? Your girlfriend invited you over to her place. Her parents are out of town. The music is playing. The candles have been lit. You just had a couple of drinks. She's taking her clothes off. You're ready. She's ready. And then Blizzard goes and punches themselves in the dick. and now you have to go to the hospital. It's like, bro, what did you do? I mean, it's one thing if COVID comes and punches you in the dick, right? That's one thing. But Blizzard does it to themselves. Like, literally, we've spoken about this before, right? Where you're in there with the girl and then the girl says, oh shit, I have to go, and now you're stuck with blue balls. Blizzard is the only company I know of that gives themselves blue balls. Like, you can sleep with the girl. She's not backing out. Her parents aren't coming home. Take your girlfriend, bro. She wants it. You want it. Everyone's fucking happy. Nah, I'd rather have blue balls. What the fuck are you doing? The rest of us are all sitting here on the side going, what the hell is this? Why are you doing this? So I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. I've never met anyone in my life that does that to themselves. So, you know, I can't describe it better. Blizzard puts a dick in our salad. I mean, that is still the funniest thing Ballier has ever said by a mile. The funniest shit Ballier have ever said. Even if I'm leveling alts, I'm going into Legion content all the way. And yes, finally, in 9.1, you'll be able to skip first Maw scenario and the first Torgar scenarios. I cannot fucking wait, to be quite honest with you. Cannot wait. Imagine paywalling people from playing a 15-year-old expansion. Now, that to me... Soupsy, thank you very much for the gifted sub. Did really fucking appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Some hearts in chat for Soupsy and the gifted sub. Don't even get me started on the TBC thing, because, I mean, if any of you ever decide to make a game, I feel like Blizzard really is the company to look to for guidance. And like EA could also be your guiding light in this regard, but genuinely speaking, I think Blizzard is a good example to follow, because all you basically have to do is do the opposite of whatever Blizzard is doing. So if you do that, your game will probably be fucking amazing and everyone will play it and everyone will love it. Just look at every single thing Blizzard does and then you go, think I'll do the opposite. Like, if Blizzard sits down, you stand up. If Blizzard eats, you refuse. That's really the best way. Except for art and music, yes. In that instance, do exactly what Blizzard does, because there is no one better. But it is sort of annoying whenever I see Blizzard fucking themselves up and I'm like, bro, what are you doing? I mean, there's no need for this. There's no need for this. And I think that's my biggest issue with it. You don't need it. Classic was a massive success. Millions of people still play Classic. Classic WoW was a bigger success than I thought it would be. There is no doubt in my mind that TBC is going to be a bigger success than Classic. Because if you ask almost any World of Warcraft player, what was your favorite expansion of the sort of veterans, I'd say 90% of them would say TBC. Because in TBC, Blizzard had finally sorted out most of their issues. They designed a bunch of things really fucking cool. It worked. TBC would, if all Blizzard did was charge $15 a month, they would have made a fucking killing off of TBC. They would have gotten millions of players back into the game. They didn't have to charge these absurd prices. Look, I get it. You want to charge so the people... Ursia, thank you for the follow. Really fucking appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I get it. You want to charge people so that they can copy their characters to both games. I understand that. I mean, everyone has said this, and I fully agree. You can't have servers around that is literally exist for date characters. So putting a small fee on it ensure that that doesn't happen. Perfect. $35 is not a fucking small fee. I think it's $35. $35 is not a small fee. $35 is a disgusting fee. At which point do you look at it and go, yeah, that's a good price. Anyone would pay that. The fuck are you talking about? Very few people would pay that. I have the money and I would not pay that. I will not pay $35 fucking dollars. I'd rather level another character that is exactly the same Because it would be less painful. I'm sorry, I'm not paying you $35 fucking dollars. It should have been 10, 15 even, maybe. But 30 fucking... Bro, you can buy like 4 great indie games that would give you probably more enjoyment than TBC for that price. What are you doing, Blizzard? Like, why? Why? And it's just, it's insane to me that this, and by the way, do not blame the developers for this. I promise you right now, the developers have fuck all to do with this. They do not make these decisions. Ian was not asked, hey, what do you think we should charge? It had nothing to do with him. This comes from marketing and finances. These guys are the ones who push this bullshit. But the $60 is also not good, Blue Dot. I mean, and also we're talking about a boost, right? Which is a very different story. A boost is a way for you to basically circumvent the whole game. In this instance, it's just someone who wants to play 2 different things, right? They just want to play 2 characters, one on Classic and one on TBC. It's not worth $35 US dollars. The clone is to stay on Classic. It's free to go to TBC though. Fallon, the clone is to basically split your character, which I said from the beginning. It's to split your character so you have 1 copy on Classic and 1 copy in TBC. Classic. So yes, I'm well aware of that, and I already made the point. It's still ridiculously expensive. You cannot charge people $35 fucking dollars for that. It's from the money grabbers division. Paying for old content is just not worth it to me, at least. Look, it's not exactly old content. It is new old content. A good example of this is this game. I paid. And I'm not even fucking sorry about it. I am going to be playing the shit out of Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Because it's an amazing game. And yes, this is an old game. It's a remake of a game that I already played a bunch of times. Still gonna play it, and I'm gonna fucking love it because it's a good game. The same goes for things like Vanilla and TBC. What hot they're going to monetize Overwatch? It's gonna be so fucked up. The truth, though, is it's the player's fault. On the second, first one with 2 and 3's mechanics, right? I do know that it's a complete rework. So they've fixed up. It's not just a graphical upgrade. They've basically remade the entire thing from the ground up. It's sort of brand new graphics. I think the mechanics have been sort of standardized across the board. So yes, 1 will have the same mechanics as 2 and 3 did. So yeah, it's basically a full rework, Alex. Do you think they will add the wild token? Probably. But at the end of the day, it's literally our fault. It's literally our faults. And if you don't know why I'm saying that, if players didn't buy it, companies wouldn't make it. They are making it because there are people buying it. And that's just how it is. And there's no getting around that. Blizzard wouldn't waste their time designing things if no one partook in it. The fact that they keep making it is... I mean, 1, improved gun mechanics and visual looks, almost like Andromeda. So I haven't played it yet because it's only going to be available on the 14th of May for me. Yeah, it says you're May 14 at 5 p.m. So tomorrow afternoon, I'd be able to play this. I'm probably going to do a first impression of the game. So I will most likely do a content cam while sprinting in ME1. I want Dragon Age Legendary Edition. Oh my fuck, I would play the shit out of that. I would play that, yes. Do you play D3? Are you going to play D4? We should get together and play some D3 sometime. Diesel, I don't play it anymore. I finished it. I did a bunch of like in-game content in D3. I am very bored with it. Now, full disclosure, I'm not a big ARPG fan. I find ARPGs to be very boring for the most part because it's not what I do, right? It's not my type of game. So I usually play D3 literally just for the story. And then once I'm done with the story, I'm done with the game, really. Yeah, sadly at this point, I haven't played D3 in a long time. I don't even think I have D3 installed on my PC. Let's check. I'm going to play D4. 100%. I am going to play D4. But I don't think I have D3 even installed at the moment. Every fucking time I log in, I have some kind of update from Blizzard. What the hell is going on? Yeah. I don't even have D3 installed. You can see here. What do I have installed? I know I have Heroes of the Storm installed because I played that with Andy and the mods. I don't have Overwatch installed, and then obviously I have WoW installed. Obviously. Anyone checked how much the value of the OG Burning Crusade Collector's Edition is worth now? At least 3 figures? Jesus. Playing waves, get bored and quit for long time periods too? I've heard such good things about Path of Exile, but I can't bring myself to fucking playing it. I tried Path of Exile so many times and I just can't get into it. I know why, but it is still sad they didn't rework the ending of ME3, but I'm getting Ali because they deserve to be rewarded for hundreds of hours I spent replaying those games and enjoying them. Electro PM, you and me both. They get a pass. So, I mean, ME3's endings were sort of changed, right? I think it was a patch that came out about 6 months after ME3 first launched. They did change the ending of ME3, so it's fine. It's not. The first ending was absolutely miserable and horrible. After that, I'm told it was pretty good endings. But you know what I'm looking forward to? Going to the Citadel again for the first time. I have played Valheim, yes, and I enjoyed it very much. I still owe Macmillan and Pumonkey some time in Valheim. Final Fantasy 11. So I'm not a Final Fantasy. Right now, I am playing Final Fantasy, the MMO, because I'm making a video on it. So I'm doing a first impressions sort of from a WoW veteran perspective on Final Fantasy, and it's a struggle, dude. Alex, would you like to tell chat how you feel about editing the Final Fantasy footage? Like, would you like to share with the class how much fun it's been to edit that shit? And Wombat, that's one of my biggest complaints. That and the cinematics. The sheer amount of... The sheer fucking amount of cutscenes in that game. And when I'm saying cutscenes, I'm talking about useless cutscenes. They're handing you something, and then it's a fucking cutscene for 5 seconds as it pans around the room, and it slowly, dramatically focuses on the thing that it is handing to you, and then your character writes in a little fucking book, and you see this dramatic pan to where the other character stands and they're like looking at your name, and it's, oh my god, so dramatic, and I'm just sitting there going, oh my god, can I play the game please? Almost 10 minutes of cinematic at the start of the fucking game. You're not playing, you're just sitting there sort of fucking watching the screen, you're going, alright, I'm on a fucking carriage and I'm sort of talking to the guy and some guy is pulling me over. This is fun. Am I gonna fight these guys? Oh no, we're just gonna ride off. Okay, finally I get to the city. I'm like, now I can play, right? No. Now some guard is gonna warn you about stuff, and then you're gonna have to walk with another guy, and this guy is gonna tell you shit about the city that you don't give a fuck about. It is rough. So I've got a couple of complaints. I hate the combat. The combat is absolute dog shit. 2.5-second global cooldown. What is this game made for? Stupid people. Like, seriously, you have enough time to rethink your path in life with the fucking global cooldown in that game. Like, legit. You could rethink your entire life with one spell. It's insane. Then there's running from one part of the town to another repeatedly. Yeah, I'm struggling with Final Fantasy. I'll say this. I'm going to stick it out. I'm going to get to level 50 and I'm going to tell you guys once I get there how it feels at level 50, and I'll be honest about the leveling experience. I'll be as honest as humanly possible about this. But yeah, it's rough. I mean, I'm not gonna, like, look, if you are a new player just starting World of Warcraft, I think a lot of new players would also feel the same way about WoW, really struggle with it, although I didn't. World of Warcraft made me care about the game almost immediately, where I'm still not sure who I care about in to be fair, I have no fucking clue what's going on. If you ask me right now, dude, what's the story of the zone that you're in, and it's the starting zone, I have no idea. I don't have a clue. I don't even know what the city is in that I'm in. Some kind of desert fucking place, right? Yeah, it's some kind of city in the middle of what looks to be a desert or some shit. And I don't know what the world is called that Final Fantasy takes place on. I have no idea what that world is called. I don't even know. The class that I'm playing is a guy with fucking horns. I can't remember what that race is called, but my guy has horns. Yeah, the game is really not doing a lot to pull me in and sort of convince me that this is fun, right? Yeah, Ura race, or Aura, or however the fuck you pronounce that. So true, my friends asked me to play Final Fantasy. I'm finding it soul-crushing so far. Soul-crushing is apt. WoW became really user-friendly game compared as how it was back when I started in Untitled Cataclysm. Oh yeah, WoW was a lot harder those days. The story before 50 is so slow, even if you want to play it, it's just boring. The thing that pisses me off most about Final Fantasy at the moment, like far and above everything else, right? The characters' lips move, but you have to fucking read what they're saying. It's dead silence. Not a single NPC speaks. Like, not even if you click on them, just going, what are you hiding? Or whatever the fuck, you know. In WoW, a lot of the NPCs just have voice lines. None of that. None of that. It's just silence. You click on them and then there's a whole novel that plays off in front of your eyes. It is the most boring shit in the world, and it's sort of freaky and eerie. You like survival games? If so, did you play The Forest? It was a great game, and there is a sequel coming hopefully this year called Sons of the Forest. Great game, and there's boobs in it. I like survival games, but to a point. I grow bored of them very quickly. I haven't played The Forest yet. There's more voice content in later expansions. You can play it in Japanese. Then I would... What the fuck would be the point of that? All I would then hear is some weird sounds that I don't understand. Because I can't speak Japanese for shit. The expansion was better. It's just getting there. You see, that to me is not a defense of the game. It's not a defense of the game. Because if you are telling me that in order to enjoy this game, I have to sink 30 hours into it before it becomes fun, then the fuck am I doing with my time? I know of games where I get into the fun immediately, right? Where I'm not sort of struggling through the fucking... Like, I'm not first paying taxes so that I can get fucked. I'm just getting the fucky right from the start. So, yeah. Below Zero comes out of early access tomorrow. Love the first one. I played the first one, but I haven't finished it. So I probably should play the first one and finish that. And then play some Subnautica below Zero. But, like I said... I have my, and I'm going to be honest, at the start of the video as well, and as I am now with you guys, I am biased because I'm not into weeb culture. I know fuck all about Japanese culture. Like, literally nothing. You could tell me that slapping yourself in the dick is the Japanese way of being, like, I don't know, humble. I would believe you. I would believe you 100%. I'd be like, yeah. And now I will tell other people that, by the way, slapping yourself in the dick is how you show you're humble in Japan. Because I don't know. I have no idea. I've never cared. It's never been a culture that I've sort of wanted to look into. They're great, right? I think Japanese people make lovely food. That's about the extent of what I know about them. I think they're crazy cool people, but that's it. I don't know anything about them. So weeb culture is not something I grew up with. It's not I've never watched anime. I've never read a manga in my life. So for me, it's very difficult to know what is, like, it's very difficult to know this game and to even get into this game because it was designed very much, I believe, for weebs. I've never seen, I've never even played it. Not sure if you played 11 though. Played 11 until WoW came out. Shaka, I've never played a single Final Fantasy game in my life. 1.0 was a failure that the producer went and visited Blizzard to understand how MMO was made here. Otherwise, I know this. I know that the first edition of Final Fantasy was sort of, this is where it became Realm Reborn, right? Because it was called Realm. I mean, this is one thing that I will give them. They had balls. Like, the first edition of their game was so shit that people didn't want to play it. They actually told their active player base, listen, no new content, we're reworking the game. We are fixing the game from the ground up. And players had to be fine with it. They sat for, I think, a couple of years, actually, with nothing new until A Realm Reborn came out, which fixed the issues that they were... So for that, mad fucking respect. Mad respect. It's just Japanese. If you enjoy Japanese culture, animes, it becomes more compelling, especially the way the story is told. I mean, hey, more power to you. I'm very much that guy, you know, that's ignorant about the world. Golden, how you doing, bro? Yeah, I have mad respect for them doing that because not a lot of companies. Can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine Ian coming out tomorrow and saying, all right, ladies and gentlemen, there's no new content for Shadowlands. You're going to have to wait 2-3 years. We are fundamentally reworking everything in World of Warcraft from the ground up to fix the mistakes that we have made. Can you imagine in a million years Blizzard coming out and doing that? I tell you what, if Blizzard comes out and does that, I will suck anyone's dick. I am so convinced that they wouldn't do it. I would suck a hobo's dick if Blizzard came out and did that. I'd be like, yeah, I'll gobble that shit, bro. Oh, he's not going to let that happen? Nope. Not Bobby. I don't know if I blame Bobby for everything. I think blaming Bobby for all of this is a bit dangerous because I don't think it's just him. Hold up. Decaf, how you doing? If they did that, they better use the fucking Unreal 4 engine. Say that again, but slower, Akko. I'm not saying it again. You guys can clip it in hindsight. Not repeating it. So you do have an OnlyFans then? Autodross, not yet. But if Blizzard were to announce that they are remaking the entire game from the ground up, I will start an OnlyFans. And my first video on my OnlyFans will be me sucking a hobo's dick. I would say, sorry, these systems are not working. Yeah, we'll develop 7 more systems to fix it. 3 years of no content. It'd be rough, but it would fix the game. Do a friend a favor. I'm not saying it again slowly. Someone needs to contact Blizz. Hashtag blame Bobby. Wow, too. A little careful what you wish for, Akko. Bro, I can guarantee you right now Blizzard would never do that. Slower and deeper voice. No, Severin, I'm not turning this stream into a fucking sex stream. Just Sal Wild to Dreamhaven. Oh, I would love that. I would fucking love that. Ada is at $1.87. Woo! Bro. Bro, I'm making some good money off of my Ada. I am making some good money off of Ada. Hold up, let's just quickly see here. Where's my Ada sitting at? Oh. Yeah. I'm gonna be a rich bitch. I am gonna be rich, bro. Might be ASMR. It might be ASMR for them. 24% increase. If Blizzard did fix it, you should instead do a hot tub bikini stream. I could do that too. What is ADA? ADA is Cardano. It's the crypto coin for the Cardano network. I bought it for like nothing years ago. Chaka, how many ADA do you have? Just do OnlyFans, so you don't need to bother ever again about money. Birthier, I don't think that's true for a guy that looks like me. In fact, I'm fairly certain that I would guaranteed not be the guy to get financial freedom off of OnlyFans. The corpse talk, decaf bubble, yeah, we did the corpse talk. Man, I am fine with gifting subs, but I won't give you a cent on OnlyFans, man. That's too far. Actually, Guardians, don't worry. I would never make Gobble that hobo. Okay, let's watch this. Yeah, I have mad respect for them because not a lot of companies. Can you imagine? Can you fucking imagine Ian coming out tomorrow and saying, all right, ladies and gentlemen, there's no new content for Shadowlands. You're going to have to wait 2-3 years. We are fundamentally reworking everything in World of Warcraft from the ground up to fix the mistakes that we have made. Can you imagine in a million years Blizzard coming out and doing that? It's a bit of a long clip though. I tell you what, if Blizzard comes out and does that, I will suck anyone's dick. It's a long clip. You clipped it a bit long. I am so convinced that they wouldn't do it. I would suck a hobo's dick if Blizzard came out and did that. I mean, I'll share it, but it's a bit of a long clip. Shit, bro. All of it, true. I'm not being taken out of context. I should probably not complain about that. I'm gonna grab that and make that into a short. You can do that. You can fucking do that. I would drink a beer in a hot tub with Akalon and unwashed hobo's dick. Yeah, probably, because I know they wouldn't do it. I know for a fact Blizzard wouldn't do it. It's just not in their nature. I'm just going to have fun with that one. Make sure you have a Diet Pepsi Max in one hand too. I don't think Taliesin watches my content. In fact, I'm almost convinced he doesn't watch my content. Can I get into a hot tub with Saven Raven instead? I mean, sure. If Saven is up for it, do your best. Echo, do you think it's possible for Blizz to give Druids a nightmare spec? No. Kylie K. I highly doubt it. So I don't think we're going to get more specs. Really, ever. I think the time for new specs is over because it doesn't seem like Blizzard have the... I don't want to say creativity because they're obviously very creative, and this is not an insult. It's just with all of the... Blizzard, in my opinion, suffers from too many classes. Especially considering the extreme... considering the extreme technicality of their content, right? Raids are extremely technical, and oftentimes one class can be the difference between winning and losing in a raid. PvP is extremely technical. It feels as if Blizzard have too many classes at this point, and they're not sure what to give to whom. And so for me, I would be... A Nightmare spec would just take stuff away from other classes because I don't see how Blizzard would do it any other way. It's like, for example, when Demon Hunters were introduced, Warlocks got shat on. So, yeah, I personally think Blizzard should cut back, not increase. I'm not saying they should remove classes. Not at all. They should stick with the classes that they have now. I would be in favor, however, of Blizzard letting go of the specs idea in World of Warcraft and going back to the old school where you are a warlock. And then, Jazeera, thank you very much for the follow. Really fucking appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I would be a massive fan of Blizzard going back to the old school where you're a warlock and you can be a warlock with a little bit of demonology things, a little bit of affliction things, and a little bit of destruction things. I just feel like all over or all round, that's a better bet. Because then classes could sort of build themselves into stronger versions of what they are. And it would also give Blizzard the ability to ensure that if a class is underperforming, they have alternative builds within the class that could make them overperform or perform on equal ground with sort of every other class. I mean, you've all seen it, right? Almost every single time. Whoa! Actually, Garlean, thank you so much for the 10 community subs, dude. Really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Can we get some love in chat? That's 20 from Actually Garlean. Really appreciate that, bro. Holy crap. Nice. It is. It is amazing. I love the support from all of you. Thank you so much for it. I would be fucking surprised if 9.1 has been done and Activision is having them hold to release it until New World Beta hits in July. I mean, I'm going to play New World as well. I don't have a lot of hope for that either. So tomorrow I am actually making Commander Albert. Thank you for the follow. Really appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tomorrow's video is actually going to be the video about New World, and that video should launch on the 19th. So the video should come out on the 19th. Going to be looking at all the changes for New World. Going to be giving my thoughts on New World and how I think New World is going to play out. Basically, for those of you that don't know how this is working, all the sponsor videos for the channel is now generally going to be not World of Warcraft related. Because it's sponsored videos, right? So I'm going to do more MMO content for those. Ferorius, how you doing, bro? Should have made character boost free for one character and 20 for next. Don't you find it more logical? He says, no, I don't want free character boosts. Because I fundamentally disagree with the ability to boost a character. Mainly because you can see boosted people. They're the ones who don't have a fucking clue what they're doing. Because they've boosted a character, but they've never actually played the character. So I don't think characters should ever be able to be boosted. If they are going to be boosted, it's fine. Charge a fucking massive premium on it and be done with it. Because if you make it cheaper, it becomes a money-making opportunity. And suddenly we'll be running around with everyone and their mother having 12 classes at max level because they're all just boosting classes. I completely agree with you when it comes to class specs. It's always true for me of a wall. That each of the specs feels like a completely different class when they should all be the same class, that they are with flavor differences for whatever the specialization would be. All mages are arcane with minor changes to fire or frost if they specialize into that. One of my favorite examples of this of all time will always be Frostfire Mage. Apocalypse, thank you very much for tier 1 sub, dude. Really fucking appreciate that. 20 months in a row. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Frostfire Mage. The ability for a Frost Mage to also become a Fire Mage, or a Fire Mage to also become a Frost Mage, and thereby Frost Fire Mage. You get Frostfire Bolt, which just increases your damage because you spec'd into Fire, right? Or I think you spec'd into Frost. I didn't play Mage at the time. But that was a lot of fun. So I would love to have things like that back, where you are a warlock because you're a warlock. Now, if you spec into demonology, you are a warlock, but your demons do slightly more damage. If you spec more into destruction, you are a warlock and you have the same classes as all other warlocks, or the same spells as every other warlock, just with the main difference being maybe you replace Shadow Bolt with Incinerate, and you, instead of using Malefic Rupture or whatever, you use Chaos Bolt. But everything else is still that of a warlock. You still have all of your dots that needs to be applied to the target. Your fire spells are now just doing a little bit of increased damage. And then, of course, Demon Affliction, your dots become a higher percentage of your damage points. That's something that I would love, right? Will that ever happen? Probably not. Zarkonix, how you doing, bro? So many gorgeous places in WoW unused. Holy crap, man. We are on the same wavelength. I was literally typing out the Shadow Ball thing, and then you brought it up. Gracefang, there's so many good examples of the past where I miss those specs. I miss how those specs functioned and operated, right? I don't think you're old enough. Did you ever play or Year of Dark Age of Camelot? It was a great MMO that I played before WoW came out. You would have loved it, I'm sure. I know of Dark Age of Camelot. I've never actually played it. So at the time, right, I'm already quite an old fuck. I'm 36 years old, right? So I'm not young. But at the time, I would have been too young for that game, most likely. Not only that, but South Africa didn't have the internet for me to play that at that time. The old designs ultimately made the player identify more with the class. The classes all brought their baseline fantasy package, but with the talent system, the player had control over which parts of the class kits they would improve upon to make them their own. I agree. And look, let's not sit here and pretend like there wasn't cookie cutters. Of course there was. But there's cookie cutters now as well. So you didn't solve that issue. Therefore, that is not an issue that needs to matter, right? There's going to be cookie cutters. But here's the thing. I personally knew of people who didn't play by the cookie cutter rules. They made their own rules, and they could. And they had fun with those rules. Because they wanted to play this specific type of class. And they weren't raiders, so why did that matter? It just makes it more... It makes it more fun for players to just engage with the game in general. Morrissey NV, thank you for the follow. Really fucking appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Played City of Heroes before WoW. I love the spandex and playing a female with bikini wearing healer and got group so easily. Oh my god. Heck yes, I used to spend so much time trying to find fun combos with the old system. Bag full of soul stones to summon and make health stones for broke ass lazy freaking raiders. I do not miss that all the time. People did what they felt. You could go with base min-max or off the wall. The thing is, I personally think if you design an MMO, and we'll end on this because I have to get ready for the gym. But if you design a game, the point of the game is to provide as many potential avenues for players to have fun in. Right? You can't know what players are going to do to have fun. There's no way to know that. All you can do is design as many possible avenues through which players can make their fun. And then you sort of stand back and go, right, you know, let's see what the players do with this. Best example, of course, of this is South Shore, right? Taranmul and the South Shore battles. Blizzard could never have guessed that this is what players was going to get into. But players wanted it, and they made it for themselves. So much so that it inspired the battlegrounds that followed. Because players made that fun for themselves. The problem with World of Warcraft these days is the fun is so linear and so curated that there is no real room to make your own fun. The only fun that you have is the fun that Blizzard sort of gave you, and that's so I feel like that's just the wrong philosophy when it comes to game design. I genuinely just I think that's wrong. I'm not saying it is. What the fuck do I know? I'm not a game developer. I'm just a guy who plays a lot of games, so I could be very wrong. And in that case, what are you gonna do, right? Even help you if you were just trying to quest when people decided it was time for to raid. Oh my god, I don't know if you guys remember. And again, this is a good example of how players make their own fun. When you wanted to go to the raid, and I remember this very clearly with ICC, and you had to sort of fly literally right underneath the sort of arch, so that when you get dismounted, hopefully your speed or your motion would carry you as close to the entrance as humanly possible so that you could make it in. Because if you were on a ground mount, you were fucked. You were not getting into that raid. DKs would be standing there just grabbing you back, killing you, grabbing you back, killing you. And I remember standing there and fighting, and then at one point the Horde gets the upper hand, and then we're beating the Alliance, sort of ganking them. They can't get into ICC, but then it shifts, and suddenly you have the Alliance with the upper hand again, and everyone's just fighting the whole time. And we actually once had an entire raid night where we were supposed to kill bosses, but we spent almost 5 hours just PvPing outside ICC, because that was fun. We were just having fun killing the Alliance. That's what I mean when I'm talking about you provide the tools for players to have fun, and then you stand back and wait. When this was stream cap of viewers, remember when this was stream cap of viewers? Clatred, what do you mean? Nax was the same way. Nax in the Wrath of the Lich King was worse. The MS was unusable. You had to get a lock in and someone from inside. Raspberry AFK, thank you for the follow. Really fucking appreciate that. Welcome to the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I miss those days as well. And they can come back so easily. Blizzard just needs to take their finger off the pulse. They just have to stand back a little, right? I'm not saying fundamentally redesign the game. I'm saying in the future expansions, take a step back. Well, this 120 viewers is now low. Long ago, this was like the maximum of views we'd have here. Oh, Clatred, yeah. I mean, we've been steadily over 100 viewers, I'd say, for the last month, actually. For about the last month, maybe a little bit longer, we've been steadily getting over 100 viewers, so that's really fucking cool. Yeah, I remember very fondly, actually, or vividly, rather, the days where I would be lucky if I broke 20. It's not even that long ago. It's not even that long ago. We can actually go check it out. Let's make this the final thing that we do. We'd have to go back, maybe do a custom year. Let's go January to the 31st of January, and let's just look at this. So in January, right, this was our average viewership. In January, we were on 57 average viewers, right? If we go to December, let's look a year ago. Actually, let's go. It's May now, right? Yeah, okay, so let's go to last year, May. You guys want to see what was the viewership like, the average viewership last year, May? Wait, why won't December go? Oh, never mind. Okay, now we can go back. May 2021. 2020 update. Oh, shit. This was during the time I think was I moving? We didn't even stream then. Hold up. I think something happened during May that made me... Okay, we'll go to April, because that's... for some reason, I didn't have any viewers in May. I don't think I did a stream in May. In April of 2020, so a year ago, we had 27 average viewers. I know Twitch is picky about that. Blizz sucking the fun out. Ferorius, go fuck yourself. Nothing has changed about that. I am streaming a lot these days. Are you even talking about? It's like you said, our only avenue to make our own fun. Truth. Dude, your content is amazing. Grace fan, I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. It's a weird catch 22. Yeah, it's awesome to have thousands of subs and followers. But yeah, chat just flies by. I mean, for me personally, there's so many ways to slow it down. It's just a lot of people don't do that, right? So you can actually slow down your chat a lot to make sure that you can see it and see what people are saying. How goes the weight loss, by the way? Still carnivore, Grace Fang. And going to the gym now, actually. Probably I have to fucking go, actually. I don't have much of a choice. Because the gym closes at 9, which means I legitimately have about... Right now, as things stand, I have 23 minutes to get ready, drive there, get to the gym, and finish before 9. Otherwise, they're just going to chase me out. So, but, ladies and gentlemen, I will be back tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, more speculation, more discussion, more hanging out, and then also more gym. So, you know. Anyways, keep your fingers crossed. The gym is tough. I'm going to be sore tomorrow. I fucking know it. Luckily, it's bench press, so it's just going to be my chest. So if tomorrow I can't use my arms a lot, you know why, right? Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for spending your evening with me, your afternoon, your morning, wherever you are in the world. I appreciate the fuck out of all of you. And as always, I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, ladies and gentlemen.